Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our hard logic race for the Super Metroid Link to the Past Combo Randomizer. I am Big Box, joined by 329th in line on commentary, and we have Matt Ewok Hurd and Scoopula on tracking tonight. Matty, 329th, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Excited for a good old hard logic combo randomizer tonight. So,
Quick, we've got the signal, the races are counting down. Where do you want to see some progression here?
I always like to see something early in A Link to the Past to get us going, because so often you find A Link to the Past and then you have to take that over to Super Metroid, whatever you find. So sometimes it's fun to see options open for exploring A Link to the Past a little bit earlier than normal.
I gotcha. Personally, I'm a big fan of having to do Super Metroid exploration without the morph balls, so that's kind of what I would like to see.
Yeah, there's lots of different ways to play this, and depending on what shows up early, runners can have options, and so we'll see what routes just come around today and what pays off.
Something else I like is when there's a lot of route divergence. There's a place for there's a route through the seed who can do it best, but I'm not a fan of that. Alrighty, we've got Niterific, Rich Koopa, Link Force, and Maniac along your restream. When we've got a little downtime, I'll let you guys know who we've got running off stream. There are two items in logic as we start at the bottom of Retro Bryn, the Morph pedestal and the E-Tank ceiling. Most likely we'll go ahead and link to the past for greater item density and get to that later. Yep, all four of them. Ooh, we have a sword on the island. We might need that, we might not, we don't know yet, but that's going to require flippers and mirror to get to. And I believe I just saw 100 rupees at the Sanctuary chest, and 10 arrows at Link's house. Okay, looks like Link Force is using a Shuppet sprite, Rich Koopa is using a Moogle sprite, Final Fantasy VI Moogle, and I can't quite tell what Niterific is, and Maniacal's just going default. Got Rich Koopa desyncing himself from the screen to set up the Hula Ham Room glitch, as Niterific and Link Force are into the moat. Maniacal got bombs from a tree pole, that's nice. The Hula Ham Room is a free 225 rupees once per file. Ooh, there's our Ice Beam on Lumberjack Ledge. Honestly, ooh, Moon Pearl at Uncle. Wow, that was early. All right, let's see what else we've got. Now that ice, yeah, the Metroid and Torian can be blown up with 3 power bombs each, and if you get, so the magic number there is going to be 3 packs of power bombs. That's 15 for, to get 12 power bombs total for 4 rooms of Metroids. Any less than that, and we'll have to rely on drop luck or backtracking to refill. I saw a red crystal at Tower of Hera, and I believe I saw blue crystals at Eastern and Desert. Alrighty, Maniacal's into the woods, and we just green rupees on the bush grab. That kind of sucks. Did not see what Rich Koopa saw at Ray's game. Alrighty. Maniacal's doing Kakariko Town. He's into Blind's basement. Matt Ewok, I'm not quite sure. I know I saw a crystal. I don't think it was red. Rich gonna buy some bombs to do the Kakariko checks. Yeah, there was a red crystal at Hera. Back at the tavern is 20 bucks. Link Force and Niterific both in the Lost Woods. 50 bucks at the Thieves' Hideout. Alright, looks like we got a sinking pause. blue boomerang in the chicken hut. There's power bomb number 1 in the well. First energy tank. Missiles. Ooh, there's our morph ball. That's early. The missiles plus those power bombs plus that morph ball is a lot of early Super Metroid progression. Sandres, where did you see silvers? I did not catch that. Oh, okay. Bottle vendor had silver arrows. Thank you, Sandres. Alrighty, let's... Okay, so yeah, we've got everybody pretty much clearing out Kakariko as quick as they can. Alright, looks like our follow the runners command is not functioning right now. We'll see what we can do about that. Alrighty, Maniacal's heading south of CAC. Library was checked. I didn't see what it was earlier. It is an energy tank. We will most likely not be seeing that unless we've got someone back in that area anyway. I know Rich Kubo checked race game and he didn't get it. Maniacal's doing it sight unseen. So yeah, if I was one of these runners, I would probably want a second power bomb pack before I take that morph ball and start doing Super Metroid checks. Okay, so race game is $20. So yeah, Crystal 5 at Hera, 4 at Desert, 7 at Eastern. So that means we have 3 pendants in the Dark World. Alrighty, Maniacal getting to the moat, Rich getting to the Lost Woods, Neorific getting to the south area. We have a decent amount of rupees right now. So makes me wonder if the scene might be pointing toward King Zora. We would need either the Power Glove to get there the way the game intends, or the flippers to take a whirlpool. Well, it looks like Rich is the first one to... Looks like Rich was the first one to finish up the CAC checks, and he reset to Link's house. So let's see what he's doing first. Okay, he's heading for the dam with Neorific hot on his heels. Ooh, looks like the stun prize is, I can't tell if that's a 1 bomb drop or an 8 bomb drop. Okay, so dam chest is 10 arrows, and we'll see the muddy item from Rich real shortly. Muddy item is just a heart piece. Meantime, Link Force is heading to the South Shore alongside Neorific and Rich, and Maniacal is into the castle. He looks like he's going to do the dungeon. Yeah, he's using that boomerang to stun and then pots to kill to build up some bombs to get through the dungeon with, because we don't have a swingable weapon yet. Alrighty, Rich Kupo is into Mini Moldorm. Got 4 of them to kill here. Gonna use the bombs as grenades. There's 1 miss. He's got 9 left, it looks like. No, he had 8 because that's a 7. 1 down. Neorific doing the same thing. We'll see which one cooperates better. And it's Rich. So Rich heads in here for 5 items. Shovel, that opens up Dig Spot. There's our flippers, that's our Zora access. Heart Piece, some more bombs, and the Spazer. This early in the game, Spazer is not a bad find. It's better the earlier you find it.
Hey, Bach.
Oh, you finally back?
I think we've got it worked out. If my mic is clear, I think we're good.
I can hear you. You're coming through just fine.
All right. Well, I see we've got Morph Ball, Moon Pearl, and Silver so far.
That is correct. Maniacal's doing the dungeon. We just got Spazer and Flippers out of... Spazer, Flippers, and Shovel out of Mini Moldorm. Maniacal's finishing up the castle dungeon. Eaterific is heading for the Hobo, and Rich Kupo's at the Ice Rod Cave.
Getting some early Link to the Past exploration. I always like to see that.
Alrighty, looks like Maniacal's in the last room of the dungeon. It's the map. I haven't seen this. I was focused on Eaterific and Rich doing Mini Moldorm. I didn't see if the key was found, but that's a reasonable chance that there's an item in Dark Cross. Revenant 101, yes, hard Super Metroid logic tonight. All right, Sandra's saying that there was no key found. Thank you for confirming. Is it possible for the small key to lock itself in Dark Cross?
Yeah, don't quote me 100%.
Alrighty, Rich is going to be the last of our restreamed runners to check Uncle and get his Moon Pearl out of that.
A powerbomb expansion there in the Waterfall Fairy Cave.
And that's our second. You might have missed it, but the Ice Beam is on Lumberjack Ledge, so it's most likely we're not going to see it. And you want 3 power bomb packs at a minimum for Super Metroid. With 3 packs, you have 15 bombs, and that's enough to kill all the Metroids in Torian without having to backtrack to refill or rely on drop lock.
Yeah, well, those power bombs also give us access out of that front, landing site area. You need some kind of bomb, speed booster, something to get out of there.
Speed booster and screw attack are the 2 most common without the Morph Ball. But since, yes, we do have the Morph Ball, the power bombs are good for that too. Gentleman Jay, which run was it? Was it Andy and Oats and Goats you saw do it at the first GDQ Express? I remember that run so well. It was so good and such a troll right at the end. All right, Sahasrilla confirming for us that the green pendant is in Ice Palace. Looks like nothing much in Sahasrilla's closet, so Eaterific will most likely head in and do what he can in Eastern since he's right in the area. Or maybe not. Oh no, yes, that is what he's doing. He just took a different... I must have gotten my roots mixed up. Rich Kupo is showing some very good bomb strats for the guards in the dungeon.
And I'm catching a map check there, top right. We might have already seen this, but it looks like crystals all around in Light World dungeons.
That is correct. We have a red crystal at Hera and blue crystals at Desert and Eastern. Alrighty, at this point we've just Neaterific's giving us new content. Everyone else is kind of crisscrossing checks that have already been done. Oh wait, Link 4 saved his game and then hard reset. That results in you spawning back at the ship in Super Metroid. It's used as a shortcut sometimes.
Did you see it? Did you see the pull? Neaterific grabbed the gravity suit out in Eastern Palace.
I did not see that. I was focused on Link Force. Alrighty, so that is Suitless Meridian we're not going to need to see. Bomb Chorizo is missiles for Link Force, and looks like Neaterific just got his Fire Rod out of Eastern. Absolutely stacked.
Yeah, Eastern is the palace. That's for sure.
Alrighty, so Sandras, if you could confirm, did we see all 3 prizes in Eastern or only 2? Yes, all 3. Thank you. Alright, so Heart Piece, Gravity, Fire Rod. Yes. Alright, Neaterific gonna do some wall jumps. Looks like he might be taking that gravity suit to immediately chase in direct ship. Link Force is heading for Omega Missiles. Last item you get in 100% item collection speedruns. It's a vanilla item. Monaco is up into Zora's domain. He does not have Zora money, so he will be orphaning Zora himself. Unless we happen to have 300 on the ledge here. But no, we just have missiles.
Yep. It definitely makes sense having the flippers that you want to see what's up there, you know, kind of early in logic.
Alright, Neaterific is setting up for a gravity jump. What this does is you start a jump with the fast acceleration of an air physics jump by being underwater with the gravity suit on, and then you turn off the gravity suit so you have the slow momentum decay of a water jump. Laser Mike for me, we had the magic cape at the moat. That is our logical access to possibly Laser Bridge later on, Spike Cave, stuff like that. Nigel is up into the Criteria Gauntlet, navigating through with power bombs. Gotta be careful though, because with only that power suit, that acid does 80 damage a second.
Did you happen to get a look at those 2 items up there? I missed them.
Items where?
On the back at the back of Gauntlet.
No, I did not see. Oh, Link Force is ahead of Maniacal. I missed that somehow. Is your mic saying possibly Supers and Red Rupees? Neaterific got the Super Metroid Harmless Hellway. Looks like that was where he found his bow based on our tracker. Thank you again to Scoopula and Maddie Walkherd. Ooh, space jump behind the gravity suit. Space jump behind the mock ball, behind the early supers room. Alrighty, Neaterific's got 2 energy tanks here and 5 missiles and 10 supers. Fantoon, the boss he's coming to, has 2,500 health. He actually takes double damage from supers, but if a super hits him and doesn't kill him, it will enrage him, and he'll sit at the top of the screen and waste about 30 seconds throwing out spiral waves of flames. Yeah, that five missile maximum is gonna really hinder Neaterific in this fight. He can manage it. He can absolutely manage it, but it's gonna be a slow fight. All right, Rich Koopo looks like he's using. I don't think that's the Master Chief skin, but I can't tell. Federation Trooper, thank you. Maybe Link Force into the Etacoons. Going for damage boosting. Edacoon power bombs, it's just a heart piece. Rich heading out of Bonterizo, trying to. That escape he did is called the Alcatraz escape. It wasn't necessary here, but that is a trick that can be expected by the hard logic. All right. I don't think we've seen anything. I don't think we saw anything important at the Edacoon area. Meantime, Link Force is off into Big Pink. There's a couple items here to check. There's a red rupee. You see Link Force there still doing wall jumps because the timing for space jump in Super Metroid is a little unintuitive. Now, sometimes it is easier to just wall jump. Mission Impossible is just 20 rupees. Nidourific has defeated Spore Swamp, so the red ship is now active. Gentleman J, that was a very good fight for considering 5 missile max. Charge Beam Chozo is just another 5 missiles. Fantoon, thank you, Sandra. Sorry. It's been a while since I tracked the 4-top. I forgot how tricky 4-top is compared to 2-top.
Hey, I've gotten my share of names wrong, don't worry.
Link Force going for the wave clip here involves firing the super missile so that the way it accelerates, it's in front of a blue gate on one game tick, and it is passed through without interacting with it on the next game tick and opens it from the wrong side. This is another trick that can be expected by the hard logic. Meantime, Maniacal does a similar thing with the super missile. Ooh, there's our first sword at the wave clip room. So anyway,
That's a big reward for hard logic, or possibly out of logic, depending on where that wave beam is high.
The super missile clip to open that gate is expected on the hard logic. Meantime, Maniacal, that super missile block Maniacal that's destroyed, you normally can't destroy it from the other side, but if you position yourself properly, you can fire your super missile and it will break the block off screen before it can despawn. That's what Link Force is setting up for right now.
So, Bach,
yeah.
I have to ask, do you think that sword with our cape might be meaning some Aga Dark World access?
Cape gets you into Aga Tower, right?
Right, and with the sword, Aga Tower, we're just missing a lamp to complete Aga.
Oh my, that is absolutely possible. I'm sure our runners don't want to. Ooh, I missed that earlier. Half magic at the missile pedestal above charge beam.
And a flute pickup up there, it looked like, for Nidourific.
Yeah, that's the wreck ship energy tank he just got that from. So yeah. Normally, if that item is nothing, you would reset out of here to a convenience save at the central part of wreck ship. But okay, Laser Mike also pointed out that we found the speed booster in wreck ship. So if it turns out that the wreck ship reserve is an item, we're not going to have to leave that behind.
Yeah, not going to be save scumming that. That's for certain.
The room's marked in pink on the map, so he did save there, but obviously since he found something, he wasn't going to reset out of there.
Well, Nidourific with 2 big calls off the bat, going the full clear of Eastern as much as we had access to, everything but the boss, getting that gravity suit, and now going straight to wreck ship and picking up speed and flute. These are some good calls.
Absolutely. Meantime, we've got Maniacal pushing forward toward the X-ray scope room, using that space jump there, puts that in logic. Ooh, he's down to 118. He can only take one more hit from those spikes. Ooh, but takes a hit from the flying path, which is only 12 damage. Link Force into Retro Bring, get some super missiles, and it looks like the X-ray pedestal is just +5 arrow capacity. Morph Ball pedestal is a shield. Terrific at the Red Ship Attic, zone in because it's at the very top. Pushing his way through these work robots. And the item there is just a bomb capacity upgrade, but he is going to take that. Oh my, there's our lamp at Beta Missiles.
That lamp is
that is
that's
absolutely
Aga.
logical access to Aga 1. Meantime, Link Force is orphaning Alpha Missiles and he's orphaning Billy Mays. Billy Mays I get because he only has one power bomb. You would need, I think you need at least 2, possibly 3 to get out of there. Item at the top of the sky is a heart piece. Middle ocean maze in the middle of the sky is missiles. Yeah, I agree with the call to pick that up. It's absolutely worth it at this point. Item under Mother Brings pedestal is 20 rupees. Rich Kupo is now into Retro Brin. He's only got the 1 power bomb as well. So he will not be able to check Billy Mays. Unless he gets some drop luck in these next couple rooms. Alpha Missiles is just a hard piece, so Link Force is not going to suffer for having left that behind. Billy Mays, though, that could come back to haunt him.
And it looks like Maniacal is going to be the first to give us a look at the Kraid area here.
Meantime, Nidorithic is heading for... Okay. Yeah, Nidorithic is heading for the bowling choice that takes you to the gravity suit area. But yeah, he does... I think with the amount of energy he has, damage boosting across his TAS only. So he's going to shine with a Shine Spark. Oh, and now he can't get out of here because the door locked behind him. Okay, I am beyond wrong about that. He got through there in 2 damage boosts. I didn't realize you could do it in that few. Heck, he would have been okay even with 1 less energy tank.
I'm wondering how his health stacks up for the Shine Spark up the shaft there. If anything's good at reserve, though, I'm not too keen on how fast health goes down with that.
I am not entirely clear on what the health drain speed is, but I think it's enough. I don't think it takes a full tank to get up there, and he has more than a full tank. Shine Spark doesn't cut off until you hit 30 energy. Meantime, Maniacal is fighting Kraid. He missed the quick kill, so he took Kraid to the prom, bought the big Kraid DLC, whatever you want to call it.
I always like to say Kraid's rise to power.
Never heard that one. Alright, 10 arrows at the destructible Chozo. Okay, so it looks like that Shine Spark up is 40 energy, but the item is just some super missiles. And behind Kraid is a single arrow.
Well, Maniacal's going to be hoping something good at the Kraid E-Tank, where that's not a lot of reward. Thankfully, it is a required boss.
And there is X-ray scope at the gravity suit item. That is one piece of the microwave beam, which you might see later on versus Moon or Dragon. Ooh, Criteria Power Bomb is just a heart piece. Did anyone catch what the item at the bottom of the ocean was? I did not back when Link Force got there. And Kraid Energy Tank was just a heart piece. So, Kraid's layer absolutely dry aside from the required boss. Alrighty, Maniacal is heading into Norfair now. This will be our first check of this. And there's also that solo blue door to the left. That is a cross-game portal leading to Death Mountain. Link Force Link Force checking that first item sees that it's nothing good. missiles at the high jump, Chozo. Rich Kupo following Link Force's lead.
And Link Force giving us a look that was just a heart container underwater there.
Alrighty, and Maniacal finds more ball bombs at the high jump exit. Absolutely, it is absolutely early enough that is a very good pickup. Okay, so trackers, that was bombs, not bombos. Thank you.
Yeah, bombs are almost always good to have, especially when it helps with soft locks. And there's even some places we can use it to get some height.
Exactly.
Our runners do have space jump, though.
Yeah, space jump is all the can fly we're going to need, unless there's. Ooh, looked like Nitorific was trying to. Oh, I see what Nitorific is doing. He's trying to charge a Shine Spark and then go all the way across the room here, and then to the other side of the room without having to deal with the lava. Meantime, looks like Beta Power Bombs for Link Force was a mail upgrade.
Yeah, that upgrade can be nice to have, especially as we get later in the Link to the Past. Things start hitting pretty hard.
Now, the only reason you might not want it would be early on, because for the sake of doing damage boosts. Now, Matty Walker pointing out that silvers are tracked in a strange way on SMZ3. Reason for that is that in this version of the randomizer, no and silvers are not progressive; they're separate items. That change was added in the combo randomizer logic was for conversion 29 of the Link to the Past logic, and progressive bow was added after that. I don't know exactly when though. Right, Gear. I think that sounds about right. Yeah, absolutely stacked, Red Ship.
Yeah, Rich.
I think we found magic powder too.
Rich Kupo about to be in for some pleasant surprises here. And Maniacal giving us our first look at Death Mountain.
Yeah, I don't recall if Maniacal has the lamp, but we do know where it is, so it is in logic.
Yeah, Maniacal doesn't have the lamp because that cave was dark just now.
All right, looks like that was all Maniacal wanted to do in Link to the Past. So, let's see.
Yeah, bringing the old man is great because it's going to give you that spawn point. So now Maniacal can get up there without having to go all the way down through the Norfair portal. But what Maniacal doesn't know is the flute, which is an even easier way to get around, is hiding up in Wreck Ship right now.
Link Force heading up Green Hill Zone. Okay, it looks like Link Force is heading back to Retro Bryn so that he can check Billy Mays and get his heart piece out of Alpha Missiles.
Link Force got to be careful. You see how these late game enemies like those big side hoppers hit so hard on just Power Suit.
Those are 80 damage a hit. Fortunately, they're the only enemies in this particular area that do that much damage. So now that he's in here, he can rest a little easier. Meantime, Maniacal did a cross-game transition, which forces a game save, and as I mentioned earlier, he reset to respawn at the ship. Nitorific getting his Atakun check in. We know there's nothing here.
So, Bach, do you think something good is coming to Billy Mays?
I'm gonna say it's the ice rod.
Ice rod would certainly be helpful. We don't know if it's required yet. I don't know if we haven't seen any Dark World checks, so we don't know what Turtle Rock is.
Yeah, we have no access to Dark World yet. I'm gonna check the race roster real quick. Alrighty, looks like we have racing on stream. As you can see, we have Meteorific, Limp Force, Rich Koopa, and Maniacal. Racing off stream, we have Solski, PP Chan, iCare, Flip Heel, Tony T. Young, Blendation, Zemp, SP Ridley, Freddy on 3K, DVS7, Carrot Karn, and Vion.
Billy Mays had some good stuff for us. There was a Various suit as well as the Book of Medora sitting up there, so some swanky new clothes.
Is this even hard logic? What are you doing, Seed Roller?
Yeah, we have a pretty early Varia and an even earlier Gravity, so nice navigation. I'm sure runners are happy to see it.
And at this point, we can pretty safely say we are we are a charge beam away from Super Metroid Go mode.
It's crazy, always crazy to me, and this will be the fun of the race tonight, I'm sure, but how different these two games are as far as what you need to clear them.
Now, depending on dungeon layouts, there are a good few things that can be not required for Link to the Past, but Super Metroid always has the same requirements just because of the nature of the game. It's 15 items, and about 9 of those are ammo or health. It's 5 packs of missiles and super missiles, any combination thereof, except for 5 missiles, 20 supers. 1 pack of power bombs. 3 energy tanks to survive Mother Brain's Rainbow Beam. Morph Ball bombs, Varia and Gravity. I think that's it, actually.
Yeah, and a lot of those are interchangeable. Like if you find Space Jump, you can avoid certain things. If you find... Ooh, and there's another sword down at Waterway, so that's Master Sword if you grab the other sword up here at Wavegate.
And going back to what you said earlier, that's possible for further evidence of Aggle 1 for Dark World access.
Yeah, it's looking more and more likely that that's going to be a logical way through. Although with the Various suit, that opens up all of Norfair and Lower Norfair possibilities. All we need to see is a glove and a hammer, or 2 gloves to get to Dark World and Link to the Past.
As a matter of fact, we can at least get to the Mire area. Actually, both cross-game portals are accessible at this point, I think. Actually, no, wait. Yes, both cross-game portals are accessible with what we've seen. Speed Booster gets us through Wound to the Alm area where the missile refill used to be. That leads to Dark Ice Rod. And then Varia and Gravity is a gravity jump to Lower Norfair, and the cross-game portal at the Goltorizo energy refill. That at least gets us to the Mire area.
Yeah, and you can actually, we have flippers, so you could take the Meridia portal in the Dark World, which is Dark Ice Rod Cave, the dark side of that. You could take that through. I'm not sure if you can get past without a hammer, though. There's some pegs, and my memory of where they are exactly is failing me right now. But we can at least see, like you said, we can see the layout of the Dark World dungeons. Can't do too much. Might be able to get by with that Meridia portal. I'm not positive.
And if I'm remembering my layouts correctly, if we had hookshot, that would get us across the broken bridge to the primary Dark World area.
Yes, if you come from Aga. Yeah, if you come from anything on the eastern side. Yeah, you got to cross with that hookshot.
Okay, so it gets you from the east to the west, not west. Gets you from west to east. Do I have that right?
Other way around, east to west.
Okay, so left to right. No, right side to left side, not right side to left side.
There we go. Yep, right to left.
Okay. Yes, Andrews, we have flippers.
Yeah, so they can get to that east side from, like I said, the Meridia portal. but you actually can't get out of the mire area. So even if they take the portal, they can only explore what's over there, get a look at the medallion, check out the mire shed, as well as do a map check, and at least have some more information. And sometimes knowledge is kind of the most helpful thing you can have in some cases.
Absolutely. Meantime, Maniacal making his way through the wrecked ship without gravity suit, because I believe he didn't do the eastern dip. Alrighty, we've got our racers crisscrossing checks that everyone's already done, so while we've got a little bit of downtime, what are you hoping? Is there anything in particular you want to see for Go Mode 329?
I never like an ice rod go mode. I feel like it happens all too often, and it's kind of frustrating to see. So I'm gonna change it up. Let's say boots for go mode.
Alright, Link Force is farming up with the bug generator outside Crade. He's got plenty of ammo. I don't know. Yeah, he's close to enough ammo to fight Ridley. Ridley takes double damage from super missiles like Fantoon does, and he has 18,000 health. So that is, he has 25 supers, substitute 6 missiles each. Okay, with the regular missile count he has enough to beat Ridley with 5 missiles left if every shot hits. But I wouldn't want to bank on that. Ooh, Crate trolling Link Force. We are 0 for 2 on the quick kill today.
I'm not a betting man to risk that with only 5 missable missiles.
And because those super missiles deal double damage, 1 miss super would end your fight.
And so Lamp was at the back end of Blue Bryn. We're seeing it picked up on Neaterific's side, and about to be getting second set of clothing for Neaterific. That's where that Various suit was hiding up here, Billy Mays. Gonna be happy to find this for sure.
The one extreme, it would be very surprising if he didn't. The tracker app is not is having some trouble tonight. Nothing on our trackers themselves. It's just tactical, little bit of technical trouble. Not enough about us. Let's talk about the runners. Rich Kupo has a lot of experience in racing in playing the randomizer. He's exclusively a hard logic player, and then a couple of weeks ago was his very first race, which I was solo commentary on. He actually got a PB that race. I believe that was March 29th, 2 weeks ago today. The more recent Monday hard. Alrighty, Neaterific has the opportunity here to give us one more check because Shaft Supers is in logic. Oh, interesting. Oh, I see what's going on. He's trying to get a blue suit fall to get down to the item below Old Mother Brain because he's out of power bombs. What Neaterific is doing here is going for a short charge. The short charge works by tapping your run button on a specific frame of Samus's running animation. That keyframe is the only time the variable that tracks if you have speed echoes increments, but your speed will increase constantly as the button is held. So by tapping it around the keyframe, you can build up speed echoes in a much shorter runway.
Yeah, that short charge is like it's a mastery of a skill to watch somebody execute that consistently. Very difficult.
I can do the zero tap. You start running and then half a second later tap the button. That's the only one I can manage.
Ice Beam just had an E-tank. I think that's the. I think we might have seen that in one other check. I missed it, but not really that big a deal when you have the various suit picking that up, right? Doesn't feel as good when you find an E-tank and you're doing a hell run. It's a lot nicer.
Still though, that is Link Force's third. That's Link Force's third E-tank. So that means that he doesn't need any more for Mother Brain. He'll probably get more for safety, but it's not mandatory now. Crumble Tower is 300 rupees, so Link Force is absolutely going to grab that. Almost. Oh, he's late save. Very nice, Link Force. Maniacal just had to fight Gold Teresa because the trigger for that fight starting is having the Morph Ball bombs in your inventory. That's why it takes That's why it takes about a second from the time you collect the Morph Ball bomb to the time that door closes normally. In task conditions, it is possible to escape that room before the fight starts, which is one of the neater tricks that TAS has come up with.
Well, as we're digging around here, Bach, still no sign of Dark World access. And Link Force, the only runner so far showing us these Norfair checks. We're running out of options for where this stuff could be. It might be Aga for logical Dark World access.
Alrighty, meantime, Niterific is heading for... Niterific is going to be showing us Shaft Supers. Cathedral item is Vanilla Missiles. Rich Kupo giving us our third Ganon fight of the day. Trade fight of the day.
Can we go 1 for 2 on the stand-up? Yes. So we are now. I'm sorry.
We are now 1 for 3 with one remaining. Alrighty, Link Force has arrived at Bubble Mountain. There's a lot of checks in this area.
So Bakht, I mentioned I was hoping for Boots as a go mode. What do you think it might be our go mode hunt?
I want our go mode to be Samaria to get into Crystal Turtle Rock.
All right, that sounds fun. Much nicer than your standard ice rod, right? Ice rod hunt always seems to be the way it shakes down.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Ice Rod has a lot more places it can be because literally the only thing that requires it is Trinex's Firehead.
And no. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Link Force on his way to the Speed Booster room. He hasn't gotten it out of Red Ship, so he's not going to have to deal with the rising lava. There's $20 outside the room. What were you saying?
Well, there's our boots.
That's our Pegasus boots at Chozo. Gotta go fast.
Yeah, gonna go fast, but not for this game. But what I was gonna say was, it's funny because sorry, Mike is cutting out. With our loadout there from the beginning, it's kind of pushed us to full clear Super Metroid at this point.
Like I said, the only thing you're absolutely right. The only thing we need for Super Metroid now is more ammo or the charge beam, like I said. Ooh, magic mirror at the pre-wave missiles. That's access to desert if we can get to the cross-game portal in Lower Norfair.
We actually have we had the book from Billy Mays, so we've had access to desert for quite some time.
Oh, right.
There's just nothing we could find in A Link to the Past to make Metroid much easier at this point. So.
Can you get the checkerboard key from Desert Standard, or do you need the mirror to do that?
No, that one you need the mirror. You have to be in the Dark World in the Mire area and flip over.
Ooh, Rich Koopa falling all the way down Crumble Tower. That feels bad, man.
Yep.
And it looks like he's
What?
not going to take those 300 rupees. Alrighty, Link Force is farming up on the bug generator here. So yeah, Gentleman J, the Pegasus boots are why that the GDQ Express run by Andy and Ocean was so memorable to me, because they got to Ganon's tower without the boots, and then the big key was on the torch.
Bach, I feel like Pegasus boots at Speed Booster is kind of like the meme of Mom, can we have Speed Booster? We have Speed Booster at home. Speed Booster at home is Pegasus boots.
I never thought of that. I like that. Alrighty, and Link Force gets a pack of power bombs at the bottom of Bubble Mountain, and that's the magic number, 15. Alrighty, Nidourific heading into Meridia. He's got everything he needs to full clear this. And as I said, he can also head for Dark Ice Rod.
Nito is going to be...
Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off. Nito is going to be able to get to the Dark World there, but he's not going to have the mirror. So that makes the routing a little interesting as far as Link Force having that advantage whenever Link decides to go over to the Dark World.
And there's our last shield upgrade at Crab Supers. I know we saw the second one, but I'm blanking on where.
One of them was on as the Morph Ball.
There was
Forget
one on
where the
Morph Ball
second one.
pedestal, and yeah, there was I know we saw the second one before that. After that. I don't remember where. Meantime, Link Force is fighting Crocomire, who does not take damage the way other bosses do. Each shot backs him up a certain distance, depending on how much damage it would normally do, and the goal is to back him up into the lava.
I love Crocomire. My favorite boss between both these games. I don't know why. Just love him.
Alrighty, item behind Crocomire is 10 arrows.
Alright, well, Rich is in A Link to the Past, so this is going to be a plethora of unexplored territory here.
Like I said earlier, there's a lot of divergence in this seed, and that's the kind of seed I love.
I'm looking at Rich's money count, and Rich certainly is rich, so that's enough to pay off the big fish there.
And Rich has 573 rupees. If you say that if you say the numbers individually in Japan, that's go na mi. So actually, Konami makes that a bit of a meme in some of their games, and Link Force finds the screw attack at post-croc power bombs.
Hey, screw attack is not required, but it's a wonderful quality of life item, especially when we haven't seen Lower Norfair yet.
Meantime, Nidourific finds a red rupee and a heart piece at the watering hole. Nothing doing there.
All right, Bach, give me your opinion real quick. Do you think the fish is a scam?
I'm gonna say he's got ammo. Meantime, Link Force found a bottle at the Indiana Jones item. I think that's our first one, so that opens up Sick Kid. I was right, he had ammo.
Good call. I'd say that's an overpriced missile pack. What do you think?
Beyond overpriced.
A bottle is nice to find when we haven't activated our flute yet, because that means it's a little bit more of an advantage for checking Kakariko.
All right, last item in Crocomire, Sine Wave Room. It's an arrow capacity upgrade. Sold you a green rupee earlier. Oh, that's a real scam artist. Nidourific, checking the aqueduct items, 10 arrows, and some more super missiles. That's 40 for Nidourific.
That's a nice cushion for Ridley.
Absolutely. Alright, looks like Nito is gonna farm up some energy and health on the bugs here. I can't remember what these bugs are called. Like, there's all sorts of different names for all sorts of different enemies. I never really got familiar with those, with the enemy name. That's the one thing about Super Metroid I'm not good at.
I know a few, but I'm sure chat's got the answer for all of them, right?
I'm sure. Alrighty. Maniacal's got the shovel equipped, so he's probably coming from the dig spot. I didn't see what was there.
Maniacal dig, it was just a hard piece.
Alrighty, Neaterific checking the sand coves in Meridia. First one is two packs of missiles, nothing doing there. So he'll reset back to his save at Aqueduct so that he can check the other one without having to go back all the way around. Meantime, Maniacal into Kakariko and Loosen the Goose. I don't think it was Link Force who found that bottles. No, it was me. Who found the bottle?
I don't remember who found the bottle, but if it's Link Force, that's funny because Link Force is the only one without the flute. So,
good grief.
And based on the way Maniacal got out of there, I'm gonna say Maniacal is not the one with the bottle.
And Link Force got dead rocked.
Good sign.
Sorry, go ahead. Wound, he's got 3,000 health. Well done. There's going to be one item back here, then Precious Missiles, and then Dragon. And yeah, way off to the right side here though is the. Okay, what did we see back there? That might have been high jump. Nope, just power bombs. Top of Spectacle Rock is another energy tank.
Those power bombs are important though for Nito because that's only the second pack I think Nito's seen. That's putting him on 10.
A heart from the future. Pretty sure that means energy tank on the ether tablet.
Good sign for Maniacal here, about to be getting Gravity Suit as well as Fire Rod. Also
Alrighty,
has...
prize number 1 in Hera is 20 rupees. Big key here. I believe that means it's possible the small key locked itself in the basement.
Yeah, there's a few things that could be down there. We could have the compass, the map. So here's hoping that we don't see any of those on our climb up the tower.
It could be the compass, the map, or it could be the other prize.
Yeah, also to note here, Maniacal's going to get the crystal lead because Maniacal has the bow and the lamp. Can finish off Eastern as well as collect this good items here.
Meantime, Link Force will be fighting Moldor probably about the same time Maniacal gets to the Armos Knights.
Man, for Maniacal, that pick up the Gravity Suit, having it be so, Sphere Zero does not feel good right now. But Maniacal's been getting a lot of good other checks in, so it's definitely not as far behind as probably feels right now with that pickup.
Alrighty, Link Force only has the fighter sword, so he will have to deal with Moldorm's enraged state, which I believe will be after 7 hits. Ooh, takes a fall. Did anyone see what was that Precious Missiles? Power bombs. Thank you, Scupula. Meantime, more super missiles behind Dragon. And we have 2 items left that we can get to for. We have 2 items, I believe, left in Meridia. Plasma Beam Room and Shack Tool. Shack Tool is not in logic for anyone yet because we haven't found Grapple Beam. grapple beam to get there the normal way, and we don't have ice beam to do an ice clip. Oh, Nidorefic didn't do the other sand pit. He noped out and went right for Dracon. Okay. Alrighty, Link Force gives us. Link Force has beaten Moldorm, and that's our first boss. That's our first Link to the Past boss, I should say. Vanilla Big Key in Eastern, and Maniacal does a damage boost so that he can pick up the pot the anti-fairies are surrounding without killing them.
And good news for Rich, went up to Billy Mays, so that's all 4 of our runners on full suit loadouts here. So our runners aren't going to have to be looking for any kind of suitless Meridia nonsense or, going through those hot rooms without the protection they need.
Yeah, doing those sucks for them, but it's so much fun to watch. And Omega Wild, I do not think the logic accounts for the X-ray clip.
And our tracker, Scoop, pointing out a good no plasma and no screw attack on Nido's side, so I'd be surprised to see a plasma room check.
Good point. And did I hear grapple beam in the left sand pit? Oh, I did. That is our logical access to Shack Tool.
It's like it's a door key while you're down here, right? Why not check it out, spend some time?
Nido trying to do a very tight mid-air morph. There, he got it. Trying to save his power bombs, and then just decides, nah, I can waste a few. Alrighty, Link Force is he still in Eastern, or did he?
Link Force is going to the back of Escape. This is.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, he's getting the back of the Escape and Dark Cross. I lost track of where he was.
No, it's all good. And we actually saw Maniacal with a nice clear to finish up Armos Knights. Always easier with those silver arrows.
A bottle and the Quake Medallion out of the back of the Escape.
Well, Bach, this might be a good time to point out that that's the first medallion we've seen turn up, and we don't know if those are needed yet for our access to Misery Mire or Turtle Rock. We don't even know if we need to go in there yet, but if we do, those are...
Yeah, we have no access to the Dark World still.
Yeah, we can get a peek at the Misery Mire medallion if we go through Lower Norfair. We do have the loadout to get there.
And Pegasus boots are in Logic, so we can get into Mire proper by bonking. So if it's Quake, I should say.
Yeah, we've seen some little bits of divergence here and there, so this is where it's going to be tough to remembering who has what, like who has boots, who has flute. Oh, there's another medallion. So that's 2 out of 3 we've seen. Bombo sit at Shack Tool. Very well could be required.
It could be a dungeon requirement, but fortunately we do have the fire rod, so it's not access to ice walls. We still need bits for that.
Yeah, but that could be our lock and key for Turtle Rock or Mire, and if that's the case, it might be a while before some of the other runners venture all the way out to the shack to get that. That could turn out to be a very big find for Nido. We'll have to see, obviously, as it unfolds, but that's something that I don't see a lot of runners making the time to go check.
Alrighty, looks like Nidorefic is going to dare the Plasma Beam room, possibly in case there's something there that unlocks it. I would be very surprised though if he didn't save after the Shack Tool check. Oh, wrecked. Pre-Norfair Reserve. That's where the other shield was. What's it called? Nope tank at Plasma Beam item. Already.
Did
Nito
Nito
Wayne-
save?
Oh, he's got speed booster. He can kill them that way. It's gonna be tough, but it is possible. Of course, if he keeps getting intercepted like that. Have to get a very tight. Have to get a very tight shine charge here.
Yeah, this is a tough spot to find yourself in. Does manage to grab it right there, though. This is some skill.
This is absolutely. This is master level stuff we're seeing here from Nitorific. And for some reason, the wall pirates are vulnerable to super missiles when the ground pirates are not. I am not sure. I do not know why that is. Gonna drain one of his 2 reserve tanks, and gonna have to be real careful here. Meantime, Maniacal is into lower Norfair after a gravity jump, I would bet. And here is what I call the Picky Chozo. This guy will not let you continue if you don't have space jump. The reason for that is a logic catch in Super Metroid, which I believe is because there's no sprite for having the screw attack without also having space jump. So if you don't have space jump, you can't go get screw attack.
Yeah, I could be wrong here, but I think that all the lower Norfair stuff is regular and logic because we have gravity suit and space jump, so I don't know that they need to do anything special to get in there.
Absolutely not. Like I said, the only thing we are missing for Super Metroid Go mode is more ammo or the charge beam. But Maniacal's gonna reset out of there. Did he save at the top of the elevator? Yes, he did. Yeah, this way he doesn't have to fight Gold Torizo. So yeah, he's gonna go down the elevator and then go right. And then he'll probably go for the green gate glitch to backdoor to the screw attack Chozo. The gate glitch functions by moving toward the gate as you fire a projectile, so that it spawns on the opposite side and opens the gate from the wrong way. Actually, Rich Kubo literally just did that to get access to Crocomire. That's another. Yeah, the gate glitch is another trick that the hard logic can expect you to do.
Yeah, it's a trick. It's one of those clips that, and we see Maniacal gorgeously pulling it off. I think that was the second missile he fired there, but that's another one of those tricks.
Yeah, that was his second shot.
Yeah, it's another trick that can be too. Runners make it look easy, but it's hard to be consistent with it. And,
alrighty.
There's your ice rod.
At the screw attack, Chozo.
And we're gonna get a look at it. Yep, right here. Maniacal's gonna flip over. This is the Misery Mire area.
Maniacal has no medallions, and he also doesn't have he didn't get that mirror. Red crystal, skull woods, green pendant pod, pendant turtle rock.
So that ice rod could be useless unless there's something really important on the boss there. But Bombos is your entrance, which means Shack Tools required.
Oh boy.
That's rough. That's rough.
We also don't know what pedestal is, although we can check it. Nothing doing in the Mire shed, so I think that's all Maniacal can do here.
What could pedestal even be that has any value at this point? I mean, it could be charge. I mean, that's one of the big things it could be.
Could be hookshot, maybe?
I don't think it can because ice is a pendant. I think ice requires logically requires hookshot. It doesn't require it as far as runners can get around it. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. And we're two. So left side of your screen has gotten the Metroid quick kill, right side of the screen, had to go through the whole fight. So 2 for 2 tonight.
Meantime, Maniacal shine sparks through fast pillars, so named because you go through them fast with the shine spark. And here, worst room in the game is not, with the equipment he has, it's not trivial, but it's not terrible.
Yeah, if you have space jump, I mean, that really, it'd be nice to have screw attack to be going through some of this, but space jump is the real, it's the real blessing in this room, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
I apologize. I'm already drawing a quick blank here. Where was the other pendant? It was Ice Palace, Turtle Rock, and where else? Oh, Pod. That's right. Yeah, chat. I'm not sure. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm terrible about interrupting, so I'm sorry.
I've been bad at it too, and like I said, I think I put a comment in chat. I have to. My Discord was just not working tonight, so I'm running on some improvised equipment too. So I apologize if I've cut you off. It's not my usual loadout tonight, but I don't think hookshot can be on PED because I'm pretty sure that it's logically required to be Ice Palace, but not. Our runners can get around it. So just to answer a question in chat, I really think the only thing meaningful that could be on PED is Charge Beam at this point. It definitely can't be Cane. It definitely can't be a glove. It definitely can't be hammer. I don't think it can be hookshot. I'm willing to be wrong though.
Nigel heading ever deeper into Ridley's lair. What do we have in Power Bombs of Shame? There's our third sword. Alright, so that's all 4 swords accounted for. We are almost definitely not going to see the what's it called? The sword on the Lake Hylia Island unless we've got a runner in that area at the right time.
It might be something the runners pick up if they go Dark World access through Meridian. If they have the mirror by the time they get there, which we know they could have. So that's a quick pit stop to climb up that and flip over. For Gold Sword, I think it's definitely worth it if you haven't fought any bosses yet.
Link Force getting his Meridia checks in. Peterific at Procomire, Rich Kupo doing Norfair, and Maniacal almost to Ridley. This is basically going to be a full clear Link to the past, full clear Super Metroid first, and then do Link to the Past. But we also had the mushroom at the Norfair Reserve. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, Link Force turned in that
mushroom. So we have the witch turn in. The witch turn in is another option.
Yeah, Link Force already did that turn in. It was just a heart piece.
Or I did not see that. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a missile tank. I apologize. It's so often the case. I think we talked about this pre-game and even when we were getting started. It's so often a full clear of Super Metroid that you take your spoils over to A Link to the Past.
So here's a question for you, 329. What do you think the best item in either game is that you don't think about until you don't have it?
Ooh, that is a really good question. I think I could be totally wrong, but I think for Metroid, I think runners really miss having space jump. I think you try to get around it, but I think there are just certain spots like when you're skipping some grapple checks, some of those long corridors. I think that's one that you can get around without having it, but you really like having space jump in this game.
For my opinion is that what the best one you don't think about is high jump boots, because they had so much potential to your movement. Like high jump boots, with high jump boots you can wall jump up worst room in the game reasonably easily, among other things.
That's true. It was a tie between those two. That's a very good point. And I know without high jump boots, speed booster can mess with your jump. It can be very confusing to work around because speed does something to your jump height a little bit, and without high jump, it's kind of a lot of runners it throws them for a loop when they have to go through it.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Alrighty, look, Ridley is down for Maniacal. Well done. Rich Kupo getting his mirror.
And I would say for the
Postcard
Link,
Peeps was one of our swords, I believe.
and I would say for the Link to the Past item that you were talking about, I kind of think it's mirror. I think that's one of those items that there's even a possibility it's not required in like a very obscure type of seed, but I think there's so much routing you rely on having the mirror for that can throw you. It just confuses you as a runner. Like, and these runners are so much better than I am. So I'm sure they'd have no problem with it, but it definitely can confuse your routing when you're used to being able to flip between those locations.
Meantime, Link Force is doing a snail clip to get the aqueduct items. That's another trick that can be expected by the hard logic. And I'm gonna run upstairs real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries. Well, with Ridley down, that is only Dragon remaining for Maniacal. So Maniacal yet to step foot into any of the Meridia checks. And kind of the opposite for that top left corner for Nito, has gone through everything but Norfair and is going to be finishing up bosses when Nito makes the way down to Ridley. Looks like Rich is on the mind for lower Norfair as well. Like we said, we've had pretty early access to this area. We found Gravity Suit was totally free, sitting there in one of the first checks of Eastern Palace. We've had access to Various Suit, we had access to Speed Booster, we had access to Space Jump, all that stuff relatively early. So it's kind of just a matter of building up the ammo to work in your Ridley routing. It looks like Link Force is going ahead with this, trying to set up the aqueduct. Link Force hasn't been up to the wreck ship yet, so didn't grab that Speed Booster. What else was up there? We had Speed Booster, Flute, and something else good was up there. I think Bow. I think our Bow was up there as well. Yeah, it looks right from the tracker. What people have too. So. Yeah, and that's an interesting point that we're seeing here in chat. Is nobody seems to want to dip into the dark world at all. They're content with clearing Super Metroid with what they have. The big thing is going to be, when does a runner, start to look through, like, we do have that backdoor dark world access. We're able to get to the Meridia portal, which will flip us over to the dark equivalent to Ice Rod Cave. And because we've had flippers for so long, we can usually go through that progression and at least get to some of those East Dark World checks, like chat pointing out, Palace of Darkness. It is only a pendant, though. We did get a peek over. I forget who showed us. It must have been Maniacal. He's the only one that's been down in that area. So, and Rich is going to go ahead.
Back.
Welcome back.
Did I miss that? I am back. Did I miss Nidorific? Did I miss Maniacal? Find anything on the Lower Norfair escape?
No, nothing of note. The big thing right now is chat's talking about how our runners are kind of avoiding Dark World here for Link to the Past. We do have backdoor access, like we said, through that Meridia portal, but no one seems to want. They're content with clearing Super Metroid.
Like I said, again, we've got runners crisscrossing checks. So, Nidorific about to go to. Oh, he's got that spaceship. He doesn't need to lob. He doesn't need to gravity jump here. Now, this room is absolutely free for him.
Yeah, and Rich is the second player to get a look at that Bombos required entrance for Meyer. Does have the mirror, so we are going to get a cave 40 checkerboard cave check here.
Meantime, Nidorific is heading down to Lower Norfair. He can get in. He can actually open Meyer because he has that Bombos, but he can't get in because he doesn't have the boots.
And I need to correct myself. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, he hasn't done Upper Norfair, so yeah, he doesn't have those boots.
Yeah, I need to correct myself there. We have no glove. We still haven't seen a glove, so Rich can't even lift the checkerboard cave block. I was gonna have to note out of that. That feels awful. I can't believe we're an hour 18 and haven't seen either glove pickup for a Link to the Past yet.
80 minutes, no glove, no Dark World. What is going on?
I don't know. It's going to be rough because I'm thinking both gloves are Dark World, A Link to the Past here at this point. From what we've seen, although we do have access to Desert. Remember, we have that book. Not everybody has it, I don't think, but we did find it. Was that the other item at Billy Mays? I think
Yes, it
so. So
was.
wait, yeah, never mind. Everybody has the book, so I wonder if it's in desert. We're gonna get a look. Rich is gonna go head through. It looks like can't complete desert. We need a glove to get to the back, but it won't be boots locked because we have our boots.
I'm gonna say glove in Meyer, because Meyer is available because we have bombos and we have boots.
Yeah, and I want to remind our runners at home, we have Bombos because it's sitting on Shack Tool, which Nidorific got the grapple beam in enough time to go ahead and double back and check. So
Link
Shack Tool
Force
is a
doing the
rough.
exact same thing right now.
That's a really good call for Link Force because that is a rough place to find that, and what ends up being a required medallion for entry to a crystal dungeon there. So, hey, gloves.
Meantime, we obviously don't have anyone finished yet, but we have had our first forfeit by Fred in 3K.
Yeah, gloves are vanilla for Desert Palace, so maybe that's what pops up here. Maybe we get a little French vanilla or just regular vanilla.
Yeah, someone was asking about the post-rock power bombs earlier. I said it was a sword, and I was wrong. It was the screw attack.
Oh, and chat pointing out that we can clear desert because we can flip with the mirror. So that's rough. I guess the gloves could be on Lamolis.
And that is exactly a thing that could be there.
Oh.
And Nito doesn't have that mirror. Rich Kupo does, so he can clear desert.
It looks like what's on Rich's mind is to go ahead.
Thinking about
Maybe not.
checkerboard, stopped himself, and no, he's heading back to Super Metroid.
Oh, Rich doesn't have to think about checkerboard. Rich walked right over there, mirrored, and tried to lift that rock and reminded all of us that we have not seen a glove yet. So that does not feel good at all, I'm sure.
Lightyear, what's in the back of desert that necessitates the gloves? I do not remember.
It's not. There's nothing that's in the back of desert. It's to get into it. It's that little. There's a couple of little pegs around there that you have to lift, the little gray stones. But because we have mirror, we can actually flip in there. There's nothing in desert that requires gloves, like in that back half.
Yeah, I thought Lightyear was saying that there was. And we do have a fire source, the lamp, so that's not it.
And fire rod. We've had fire rod from the beginning.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like I said, I cannot believe how much harder a 4-top is than a 2-top.
Oh, that's for sure. It's nice to have you in the booth with me helping out.
Glad to be here, and I'm glad to have you alongside.
Well, it's a true pleasure, my friend. I'm happy to have you with me. Getting a little high five there from Nito and Rich as they both roll in and out of the Mickey Mouse check.
Looks like Nidorific is ahead by a couple of seconds. Alrighty, Link Force over to Bubble Mountain area. Nigel heading into Link to the Past, so let's see where he takes this. Probably right up to Hera.
Yeah, it's going to be a much nicer Hera clear for Maniacal because he's got Tempered Sword going in there. Link Force cleared out Moldorm on just the regular fighter sword. No fun.
Alrighty, looks like Link Force is heading to Lower Norfair. He has not done Ridley, so we'll see how he does this.
And Maniacal. Sorry, I think we're about to say the same thing.
Yeah, Maniacal checking the tablet. And getting to the energy tank for his trouble. Alrighty, Link Force is sitting on 7 energy tanks now. If Plasma Beam and Charge Beam both show up, he'll be able to do the stand-up glitch versus Mother Brain and start fighting her third form early during the cutscene.
Something else to keep in mind is I don't remember what we saw up here. I'll get a second chance here from Maniacal, but Was there anything in the basement? I don't think so, but I know we got the small key off Moldorm. Did we see the other two? Did we see the compass in the map, or is that what's down there?
Scoop Tracker Shibula saying Hera crap and rating party of 6 coming in from Speed Gaming Espanol. Thank you. Welcome to tonight's hard logic race of the Super Metroid Link to the Past combo randomizer. We're almost 90 minutes in and we have no access to Dark World nor even any gloves. What is this seed doing?
It's like we said, it's your standard full clear of Super Metroid first. Then we'll start breaking down A Link to the Past. Yeah, and the rougher part is we've had cape and a sword and a lamp from early on, so the game could be feeding us Aga, as your logical Dark World. Actually, we had Moon Pearl from early on. The only thing is we do have that back door with the Meridia portal and flippers, so I'm imagining those gloves are just maybe sitting there in the Dark World. We won't be seeing them till someone makes an adventure out there.
Meantime, Link Force is fighting Gold Torizo. It has Torizo in the right spot and is himself in the right spot. Gold Torizo is completely harmless to him as long as he does not move left or right.
And you see Maniacal having a much nicer Moldorm fight there. Having Tempered Sword was a quick 3 spins and done. But speaking of quick and done, Nidorific having no problems taking down Ridley from what I could see. A pretty nice fight. With a couple of supers to spare.
Yeah, Nidorific sitting on 45 supers and 60 regular missiles. That is very close. That is logically enough to beat Mother Brain. It might not be enough to take care of all the Zebatites. The Zebatites you might need to destroy and then backtrack to reload. You can do. This is absolutely enough to do it.
Well, Rich with the high 5 door transition to start the Ridley fight as Nito heading out. So we'll see how Rich handles the dragon. Rich went in with a lower super count, but still 50 missiles, more than enough to miss a few supers. I think Rich only had 21 supers loaded. So it has a full capacity of 30, but only had 21 when he went in the room.
He would need 54 missiles to make up missing. Yeah, he got. Yeah, 21 supers means 54 regular missiles to make up the gap. Yeah, Laser Mike. Zebs without ice is possible with a speed booster clap, but that requires a very hard short charge.
Link Force is giving us an Nagina's Cave check. It's just a heart container. I haven't seen that check on anybody else's screen, but I have had to jump in and out of this call a few times. Like I said, having some Discord trouble, but
yeah, I think that was new knowledge.
All right. Well, sometimes that's one of those too. It's early Spear Zero. Once you get bombs, it gets put off for a while. So glad to have that weight off the shoulders, Link Force, for sure. Unfortunately, it's not anything that's going to help progress this game.
Gentleman J, yes, the hobo had nothing. Okay, Link Force in the mire area. He has bombos. He has boots. He can get into mire.
Could be a vanilla K to Samaria.
Could also be a lift upgrade.
Desperately need a glove here somewhere. That's one thing we cannot go through the rest of this game without finding at some point.
Looks like Link Force is going to do the desert checks first. Maniacal's into Meridia. Rich Kupo and Nidorific are both on the lower Norfair escape. So we have another dead zone. We're just getting crisscrossing checks again. So, matter of fact, I'll just ask you all to follow our runners, Nidorific, Link Force, Rich Kupo, and Maniacal. And your commentary tracking team is myself, Big Bocht, 329th in line, Scupula, and Matt Ewok Herd. We'd love a follow, too.
Oh yeah, please give these runners a follow. They are working hard to put on a very entertaining race, and it's a great way to show some love and support for all the hard work they're doing. And not only that, if you enjoy what you're seeing right now, you can enjoy content like this all week long as they're providing it on their own personal channels. And please do give a follow to our hardworking, awesome MVP trackers, Scupula and Made Work Herd, as well as my amazing co-com, Big Fox, who's doing a great job keeping this race entertaining. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I thought that was how you said it too. It's Mad Ewok Herd.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I hate to butcher a screen name there. My bad. But Neatorific, finding the boots. I like my joke from earlier. Yeah, we have Speed Booster at home, right?
Or you could say we have Pegasus boots at home, and then that's actually the speed booster.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, that's funny. If I was better at making memes, I would actually draw that up, but I'm terrible at it. So, but here, actually, Link4 showing you how you can skip the gloves. So you see those little stones around it. If you mirror in the middle here, Link4 just has to move a little to the left. There we go. Is going to be able to skip power gloves. So there could be our first lift upgrade here on Lamolus.
Desert is, I believe, 2 prizes, and I don't recall if we saw both of them.
I'm gonna lean towards we haven't, only because Link Force is doing this. I feel like we're really, something has to break. You know what I mean? Like there has to be like the kind of the floodgates open with a glove or a hammer. Like something has to push us somewhere. We're kind of stuck.
I don't agree that Link Force is only doing this for the possible progression, because this is a crystal. It has to be done at some point anyway, and he's right here, so.
Yeah, completely a valid point and a good play. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like we're just, if I was running this, I'd be desperately combing for where is it? Where is the progression moving forward?
Alright, we have now passed 90 minutes with no Dark World access. Alrighty, I believe Lamolus takes Butter Sword damage from the Fire Rod, so 2 shots apiece. Gets 1 of them on the first cycle, and then the other 2 on the second cycle.
That was a very nice 2 cycle, and it was a missile pack, so there was an item, it just wasn't what we wanted.
I'm still calling Glove in Mire.
Very well could be at this point. You know, what's funny is we keep saying it, and I've said it a few times too, we actually do have Dark World access. No one just wants to do it. There's that backdoor Meridia portal, which gives you... I don't think we're missing anything. I think the place you jump up doesn't need hammer. So I think we can check at least pod. I think that's all we have access to, but we can get back there. So... yeah, pod, it is a pendant, which may be why our runners are avoiding it a little bit, but pod seems to always have something, and it is the vanilla location of the hammer, so... But Linkforce is going to give it to us. He's showing us what's in Mire, at least as far as he can get, without the Cane of Samaria, which is everything but the boss. This could be big.
Yeah, there's only the one spot where you absolutely have to have Samaria, right?
Yep, it's just it's that room at the bottom with the lamp, and you have to throw the block to open the door. So it's only one check that it's locking. And like you said a couple of times, with boots, we can get over into Mire properly, like you're just seeing on Linkforce's side there.
And that is a trick expected by the Link to the Past side of the logic.
Yep, so there could be a hookshot down here, just as well as there could be a glove or that vanilla cane. We'll have to see what's hiding. Looks like chat is calling Palace of Darkness. Yeah, there's Catfish, there's Pyramid, also accessible if you go that back route. So a couple of things in the Dark World that our runners technically have access to, and we've just kind of seen all 4 of them choose to put that off. We'll see if they regret that, as you know, as we're going to have to eventually make our way over there.
Meantime, I did not catch it earlier, but Neatorific is our first runner with all 4 Super Metroid bosses down. And it looks like Maniacal will be our second one.
Too often the case, right? You just full clear Super Metroid, and then you just, like I said, you take your spoils in A Link to the Past. A Link to the Past is so much more specific though, because there's an item that's used for like one spot, like we said, like, you know, the cane forces you to have it to unlock the door. And
Right, they're different. It's because they're different styles of adventure game.
Yeah, whereas what you pick up in Super Metroid kind of just makes you more powerful and gets you to explore a little bit easier. And yeah, it does lock locations, but like the gravity suit locks a whole world. You know, the Varia suit locks an entire portion of Norfair. So it does not lock one room or one door like the stuff does in can do in A Link to the Past. So.
Not the Rockford. Yes, we have had AGA access for quite a while. Neaterific takes a Ganon fall.
Oh, Moldorm.
Moldorm fall. Duh.
And Link Force is showing us the cutscene. I kind of like this. Like I said, I think we're combing at this point, like almost running a metal detector over every, you know, where are my power gloves? Where is that hookshot?
We have not seen any prizes in Misery Mire yet. And we still haven't.
And an hour 35 minutes. Nito grabbing the first crystal for Link to the Past there.
Maniacal not quite finishing off Dragon, so he's going to have to farm the gunk for ammo. There's the big key for Meyer.
I don't remember what was behind Dragon, but I don't think it was important. A pack of supers is not bad. A little coming in handy, a little late, but I think that puts is that a 50 count I'm seeing for Maniacal?
Hang on, Neaterific is over to Bonk Rocks. We have not seen this. It's nothing.
And Link Force having to hustle there to get to this big chest. It's Spring Ball.
Spring Ball! Oh, God. That's not a key item. We do not need that. And I think Link Force has checked as much as he can, so he's out of there.
Yeah, I think that means that there's an item on Vitreous. It can't be the Cane of Samaria, and unfortunately, until we have the Cane of Samaria, we can't get to it. So we're out of options there, and it looks like Link Force is going to have to do some more exploration through Super Metroid. Although I think if okay, I can see by the items. So Link Force still hasn't been up to the wrecked ship. And a vanilla bug net. I didn't catch that.
Maniacal finally over to the Dark World out of Dark Ice Rod.
Yeah, and this play from Maniacal though, this has been available for a very long time. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Go ahead, bud.
No, you're fine. That's what I was about to say too.
Yeah, so right there, that's what I was thinking. Right there is that little ledge you can jump up. Not required to use hammer to get through any of this. That's going to be Pyramid Ledge, Catfish, as well as most of Palace of Darkness. You do need the hammer to full clear Palace of Darkness, but that's only for just a couple of checks.
Oh no, Duke 2188 pointing out Maniacal did not go to Shackle. He did not get bombos.
Yeah, that's
So unfortunately, we know that is what we need. So let's see what the ledge is. Charge beam. All right, that is officially Super Metroid Go mode.
Yeah, at this point, I feel like it had to be something good, right? That would have been nice to have a little bit of go, that's for sure. Although we haven't really seen we haven't seen anything else as far as beam upgrades go. So charge beam is not as good as just stacking your super count. But we are going to get a peek over at Pod here. And we do see Rich is taking the time to check Shackle. Definitely going to be happy about this. That's your Misery Mire access at least Could also be Turtle Rock access. We don't know if we have to dip into there for anything. Be hard pressed to think we would at this point for what we're missing. Because it can't be another glove. It can't be the hammer. It can't be the cane. I guess maybe really early on it could be hookshot. But
Gentlemen, Jay, no, this is not co-op. This is a free-for-all. If we had co-op, then the teams would be the team frames would be color coordinated.
Well, Box, what do you think? Do you think something good's going to be in Palace of Darkness?
Hookshot.
That's what you're calling? All right, I think it's going to be a glove.
And we've got a party of 92 rating from Speed Gaming 4. We are at an hour 40 minutes into this hard logic race, and we still don't have we have minimal Dark World access, and we don't have either glove. Hey, 329, it sounded like you were about to say something. What's up?
No, I just trying to. I think it might be glove, but if we find glove in here, that really doesn't open too much. So hookshot is really going to be what gets us across that gap. So I think you're right on the money there. Hookshot's got to turn up soon. We really don't have a lot of options. A single glove doesn't help us because we would also need the hammer. Oh, but there it is.
There is our first lift upgrade.
Your power glove has been sitting down there in the basement of Palace of Darkness, something we've had access to for quite some time. Well, I called the glove. I still think the hookshot glove doesn't really give you too much. I mean, I guess it could lead you to a checkerboard. I mean, that's something you can unlock from it. But for the most part, we're still stuck unless we see a hammer or another glove.
Alrighty, let's see what did this chest. Another small key. Stop teasing us, Pod!
Yeah, plenty of checks left though in Pod. It's quite a lot of chests to comb through.
Waterfall of Wishing Area Duke, I don't think there was anything important there. But yeah. Flipper chest, we are Light World is more or less cleared out. Alright, is Maniacal gonna go for the bomb jump to the big chest? Looks like he's trying to buffer for it.
Yeah, meanwhile we've got our final Ridley fight showing up on Link Force's side. And Nidorific is about to get scammed here. Gonna trade in 500 rupees for the most expensive missile pack he's bought in his life.
And Laser Mike pointing out that having that one glove also unlocks Catfish. Okay, Maniacal does not get the bomb jump, so he's just gonna go through the dark maze. There's chests in here to get anyway, so there's some more power bombs.
Yeah, I didn't think about the glove lock to Catfish. That's a good one. So we couldn't have gotten there until now. So really, we only had access to Pyramid Legend Pod.
All right, do we have progression in the big chest or anything? Super missiles.
And an hour and 42 minutes. Link Force taking down Ridley.
Looks like Nito just never did the dungeon.
Oh yeah, this is a pretty late escape play.
Yeah, Laser Mike. Aga is access to it. I think it does.
Actually, it does not. It does not. The only thing that Aga would give us now is Ice Beam.
Oh.
Yeah, the Aga portal takes you to the top of the pyramid, which Maniacal has already been to. That's where Charge Beam was. So that's where the Aga portal drops you off.
Okay, so Aga dead then.
Well, if you want ice beam, we have boots. We can get it. Maniacal is bouncing out of there, so nothing left in pod, I would imagine. I didn't see the rest of it, but I did see a little bit of where Maniacal was, so I can assume we cleared the rest of those chests. I guess
So
there could
probably
be
a prize on Helmasaur King then.
Yeah, that would make sense. I guess hammer, glove, or hookshot could be in Checkerboard Cave, could be on Catfish. Is there anything else that the single glove gives us? I don't think so, because all the other Dark World portals need a hammer and a glove to get into, so we're kind of low on options here. Chat, feel free to weigh in if there's something I'm missing. I don't think so, though. Yeah, and Rich making the way down to take care of the shrimp. We'll see if we get some fried shrimp. Rich does have the grapple beam.
That Ewok, yes. Back of escape is nothing.
All right, Catfish, what do we got? The first fish was a scam. What's the second one?
I feel like this has to be something. There's our hook shot.
That is a nice place to find that, too. Because after this check here of the fish... Oh, that's right. Okay, so Maniacal hasn't checked Kingzor yet. I'm not going to be as happy what he gets from Kingzor as he was from Catfish there. But can warp back over and take that hookshot directly over from east to west Dark World, and is going to... Pretty much the world is Maniacal's oyster here.
So, we don't have East Death Mountain, and we don't have East Dark Death Mountain right now. Wait, no, we can get... No, that hookshot get... No, does the hookshot get us to East Death Mountain? Either of them?
Yep, so East Death Mountain is in logic. The only thing we can't do is get to the Dark World side of East Death Mountain. So, East Dark Death Mountain, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh, and unfortunately, Nito is going up the Aga Tower. I'm not sure if Nito maybe doesn't know that because of the flippers we have access to the Dark World on the backside, or Nito might want the Ice Beam, and it's just going to cut the losses and say, I want ice for the end of the game.
That ice will save a good minute or two in Torian, so...
Yeah, I don't know that it saves the minute or two. Like it's only a couple of minutes compared to how long a full clear of Aga is about 5 minutes. So I'm not sure if it balances out.
Yeah, no, there's no way it does.
I trust you, Box, on this one. I'm bad at guesstimations of time with that. So I think maybe Nito just doesn't know that you can take that Meridia portal across, because that seems to be the much more convenient way to get that first glove, which then leads to your hookshot. So it kind of, for as stressful as it was, it does wrap up kind of nicely.
Maniacal getting some more checks out of here. King's Tomb here. I think he can get to a Graveyard Ledge as well.
Yep, should be able to take that portal right back and climb up and go over, check the Graveyard Ledge. And Link Force has headed up, taking a reset, jumping worlds and taking the reset to get right back to the ship quickly. And probably going to head over to Wreck Ship now. Going to find some good stuff. What was in Wreck Ship? It was a bow, speed booster, and flute, right? Oh.
There's our other lift upgrade at Graveyard Ledge.
There it is. Titan's Mitts. So you were stuck. You were stuck. You had to get. That's what I was saying. I said you could kind of smell it in the water. You had to go over, take that Dark World access across the back way, get your gloves out of Pod, sorry. Take your gloves up to Catfish to get hookshot, use your hookshot to get across the river, and that's where the final piece of the puzzle was. Wow, that's rough. Now we have both Eastern Death Mountain as well as Dark Death Mountain access with that glove pickup.
Sandridge, what are you thinking? How could AGA be required? Pyramid was charge beam.
So the Pyramid Fairy, I guess the Pyramid. What are the red crystals? Do we remember what the red crystals are? Because I wonder if Pyramid Fairy could be hammer, and you would need.
I think it was. I think the other one was Skull Woods.
And what's the first one? I apologize, I don't remember.
Hera. Oh,
yeah, I guess.
You're right. It could
be. Yeah.
Sorry, grouchy throat all of a sudden.
No, hammer could be on. Yeah, hammer could be on Pyramid Fairy, which means you would need the Aga portal to get the big bomb to Pyramid Fairy. That is true.
And meantime, the Turtle Rock Medallion is Quake.
Oh, that's good information. We do know where all 3 medallions are, but not one runner has all 3 medallions.
Alrighty, so Maniacal's checking Hookshot Cave. Nothing doing so far. Nothing doing.
Yeah, the only thing good that could be on there would be hammer that could be locked in Pyramid Fairy, because if it's anything else, we'll have the hammer before we need it, we would imagine. So unless hammer is locked behind Samaria, and Samaria's in there.
A floating island is only $20. Looks like Maniacal's going for Spiral Cave.
So the kind of the lowdown, if you look at it top down at all 4 runners, Nito is in the best position in my opinion right now, because Nito has Bombos already. Other runners have Bombos, but they kind of are missing certain other pieces that are putting it together. Nito's about to get the glove out of pod, and that's going to lead to that domino chain reaction that we saw, which is a good kind of layering for everything. But it looks like Rich is in the right area too, going to get the Pyramid Fairy check, or Pyramid Ledge check. I apologize, and then most likely going to head over and grab the hammer. Not hammer. Boy, I'm just tongue tied. Going to grab the glove for himself out of pod. So. The runners are both in good positions. Unfortunately, Maniacal, who kind of ran away with the A Link to the Past logic, still doesn't have Bombos, which is hiding at Shackle, and it's a rough place to have to head back to, with so much available. But this Paradox Cave check does have quite a few items up here, so. There's
7 total between the bottom and the top.
Yeah, potential for a hammer. Doesn't look like that's what we're going to find, though. But really, the big find here is going to be, at what point does Maniacal go back to Shackle? I mean, you said, Bhakti, you said you play a good bit of Super Metroid. In a combo setting like this, when do you go back to do Shackle after, when you have so much available with that Titan's Myth pickup?
Yeah, Maniacal has pretty hard orphaned Shackle at this point. It's going to be a while before he gets back there. Alrighty, our first look into the Greater Dark World. So let's see if... Yeah, it looks like Maniacal's going to go for Skull Woods, and he'll also be in position here to check that pad and see... But yeah, there's probably nothing left that can be on pad. He probably knows that, but I'm sure he'll check it just in case. And yes, it is our other 5/6 crystal too. But as was pointed out, we don't have access to we can't get the bomb to the pyramid without AGA 1.
Good news for Link Force, though. Taking down Phantoon, getting some power to the wreck ship, gonna find some good things up here. Already grabbed speed in the flute. About to get that bow.
Meantime, Maniacal is bull charging to the back of Skullwood to fight Mothula. And this fight, why would you design a fight like this? Moving spikes, conveyor belt floor, the boss itself. Why? Why would you do this?
Yeah, I've always heard that the developers were, whoever came in that day to work on this fight was just having a really bad day, and just decided to take it out on the eventual players. But Maniacal not having any trouble. Half magic fire rod. That's a nice combo. It is a crystal, so happy to pick that up. Not happy to find a map though.
So we are at least getting to check for the memes. Triple boom blueberries.
Yeah, I think we narrowed it down that only charge could have been on there. So once we found charge, Head couldn't have had anything.
Yeah, Maniacal definitely hasn't found both prizes because he's going back through here.
Hammer and cane. Hammer and cane. Hammer and cane. That's really all we need right now to put it all together.
If memory serves, there's no layout that can make hammer not required.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's correct, but because Swamp Palace is on here as a crystal, I can tell you already that hammer's required, so...
Right. And then I know there are layouts that can make Samaria not required, but I don't remember what the layouts are. What layouts can make it not mandatory, aside from Big Key not being on the right side of Cannon's Tower.
Yeah, it has to be Big Key as well as Turtle Rock and Misery Mire pendant, non-required to finish pendants.
Okay.
Yeah, our runners are putting the kind of Dark World mystery together here. Both Rich and Nito getting glove. I don't think there was anything else of note in here. We have pretty simultaneous big chest checks here on our left side.
And Axel Higgs pointing out Pod, Swamp, Ice, and Turtle Rock all require the hammer. So there's always that makes it there's no way for hammer to be not needed. It's always needed.
Yeah, I was skeptical, but thank you, chat, for confirming that. I didn't think there was a way to line up the pendants without it, but I've been wrong before, and Bach, I'll be wrong again.
And I'll say with a straight face, Link to the Past is not my forte.
Yeah, Maniacal is on a hunt right now, hoping that this Bombos turns up somewhere. Still looking for a few more things, like we said, Hammer and Cane as well, but unfortunately, Maniacal can search high and low in A Link to the Past, isn't going to find Bombos. It's sitting there at Shackle. It could be a while. I think someone in chat phrased it really well. What's better, a 10-minute lead, but still needing Bombos? That's going to kind of be the determining factor for what happens on stream, at least.
I don't think Maniacal. What's he doing? Is he doing checkerboard, Kev? Could be.
Yeah, it does have the lift and the mirror, so we can get a peek at what's in here. Could be Kane.
He can also
Could
do
be
his.
Hammer.
He's also in the right place to do desert. So nothing doing.
And as chat pointed out about the Pyramid Fairy, if Hammer is on Pyramid Fairy, the only runner who's even remotely close to making that work out is Nito. Nito's the only runner that chose to do Aga and unlock that one extra portal. At this point, it's unnecessary. We did have a backdoor entrance through Meridia, but if something, again, the only thing it could be is Hammer at this point. If Hammer is there, that's a huge lead. That's a tremendously huge lead for Nito. This is a nice place to find hookshot, though. I know I said it earlier when Maniacal grabbed it, but you can take this right down like we're seeing on Rich's side, like we saw Maniacal do, and Nito kind of in quick work to follow in step here. It's really convenient to just go ahead and jump over that river right there, and you're right next to a couple of quick checks, which ends up being super necessary, because that's where the Titansmiths are hiding up on Graveyard Ledge, and that's the first place Rich is going to check. Oh, but Nito is taking the hookshot to East Death Mountain. Interesting. This is going to delay that Titansmiths pickup for Nito.
Alrighty, in the meantime, we've got Maniacal in desert.
It looks like this is Link Force's first trip up to Meridia. I could be wrong. Has Link Force done any exploration up here? It doesn't appear to be the case.
I don't think he has.
Yeah, Link Force, as you can see, our tracker's keeping a good line of it. Link Force actually doing some of the Link to the Past stuff. Link Force grabbed the Desert Palace crystal as well as the Tower of Hera crystal. So that would be where Link has spent some of the time before making it. All of our other 3 runners on stream have finished Super Metroid. The only thing left to do is take out Mother Brain. So the game itself is cleared. They're going to have to still do the end game sequence in the final boss fight, but no items left to find.
Hang on. Tracker Scrupula is saying he has bombos, but I don't think with how the map is tracked properly at this point I believe so. Wait, no, he could have. Yeah, he could have bombos. Maybe it's not tracked properly. I just saw the pink indicator on the sand pit that had the grapple beam. He's probably going to do Dragon and then head to Dark Eyes Rod.
Yeah, I'll immediately tell you that he's been to Meridia already because he has the grapple beam, and that's where this was. So I guess I missed it. I apologize. I didn't think I'd seen Link Force head in here yet, but thank you, Scupula. Yeah, the only thing I could think of maybe on Link Force, because we just checked the right sandpit, was maybe took the grapple directly to Shackle and moved on from there and kept going south. Because,
yeah, that makes sense.
It looks like he's going to scum the right sandpit and head up to finish the Dragon fight. So, yeah, I mean, even Link Force is somewhat, I hate to say it out loud because it feels bad because Maniacal has done so much to put a lot of the later game seed together. Even Link Force is in a slightly better situation because when Link Force gets over to Super Metroid, is at least gonna. I'm sorry, gets over to Link to the Past, is at least gonna have all that put together already.
Right.
I imagine we'll see Maniacal making a lot of extra clear of A Link to the Past that we don't see our runners having to dip into later when this Bombos doesn't turn on. This is a Village of Outcast check on Maniacal's side. Probably going to dip into Thieves Town. It is a crystal, so it makes perfect sense. You don't have Hammer, so Hammer does lock one check in Thieves Town, but you hope it's something unnecessary, and you hope that you know that before you get down there.
Right.
But
Yeah,
very
the
well
small
could lock
key
an
can
item.
lock itself in there, so...
Yeah, it could be a small key, could be a compass, could be a map. A lot of options for not being necessary, that's for sure.
I think we also have backdoor access to the bat. Magic bat.
Yes, because we have the gold mitts. I always have to think about that for a second. So we can mirror over and check the magic bat. That is a really good point. That's another one, kind of like the backdoor Meridia thing. Is it something that our runners just don't think to follow through on, and then it comes to bite you later?
Right. Alrighty, what's Nito doing here? Alright. Oh, Maniacal into Thieves Town. Oh, yes, Maniacal is getting his ice. Nito is getting his ice. Maniacal is in Thieves Town.
Yeah, another thing, yeah, ice is... The bigger payoff here is going to be if Aga was required for Hammer. And we won't know that for quite some time,
Yeah.
so...
Gentleman Jay pointed out a few minutes ago, this is 8 hours of coverage we're looking at all at once. So I never thought of it like that, but yeah, it's a little brain melting after a while.
That's for sure, and I never like to make excuses, but I have a nice little setup for commentary, a couple of monitors, a big mic on a boom stand, and couldn't get Discord to work, so I'm running this on my phone, so I'm not used to watching all 4 races, let alone on a tiny little screen.
Oh gosh. Yeah, there you see Link Force grappled onto a broken turret while being held by Dragon, conducted the electricity through him, and fried shrimp.
Fried shrimp always sounds better to me than microwave shrimp, I have to say. Microwave shrimp just doesn't sound appetizing.
No, it does not. Yeah, seafood generally gets rubbery if you microwave it.
Well, we're getting our first look at Thieves Town, and I mean, Maniacal has given us a lot of progression because he was able to put the pieces together. So, the only edge Maniacal might have here as we keep going is if some of that stuff is in obscure locations. If we find a hammer in a weird place, if we find Kane in a weird place, it might give Maniacal the time, because definitely has a solid lead as far as completion, but Nidorific is slowly, not slowly, I'm sorry, Nidorific is methodically kind of making up the ground, as well as Rich, and with Link Force taking down Dragon, Link Force on the way to start doing that same thing in ALTTPR.
Yeah, and Maniacal, Bombos is absolutely going to be his go mode item. And as has been established, we know where that is, so...
One dig.
Hammer, where?
One dig at the hammer. One dig at the dig game is your hammer. It was.
Oh, God!
I didn't even see the dig. I just saw the hammer lift up. So, very nice.
Okay, so that leaves Samaria as our no mode item.
Yes, so it could be on Pyramid Fairy, but it doesn't matter. The Aga plate doesn't matter anymore because it can't lock the hammer. So Aga was definitely not required if you took the back door, which was totally in logic. So once we had flippers and stuff.
All right, Blind always takes 9 hits, no matter what weapon you're hitting him with, and his movement is entirely predictable unless you had die and respawn. Or a nope tank. You suck, game. you suck.
It's also 2 hours and 8 minutes is the first look at Hype Cave. If that doesn't let you know what we've had, how limited our access has been for Link to the Past. Hey, there's Plasma Beam. I'll take charge of
Alrighty.
Plasma. Sure.
That's all. And I believe that is Quispy for Nitorific. No, we don't have Wave Beam. But yeah, that charged item plasma is 600 damage, so that's absolutely going to be worth it for Nito to use in the Mother Brain fight.
Hey, there's a first dig hammer for Maniacal.
All
yeah,
right.
and
Yeah, looks like Nito's going to do Swamp. And yeah, Maniacal's lead is evaporating at this point.
yeah, that's rough. It does not feel good. I mean, maybe even if you find out a magic bat or purple chest, I mean, there's not a lot of stuff that's going to be that out of the way that Nito won't at least make the attempt to check if it's still coming up 0 for Kane.
You're one item from Go mode at this point. I don't think you leave anything behind.
And I was getting a little suspicious, Nito about to check this kind of first random chest here in Swamp. Hammer can be in this first chest. I mean, we already found Hammer, so there's no issues, but I always forget Hammer can be in this chest because Hammer is not required in Swamp until you get to the second set here. It's going to be right after this room where you need the Hammer. I always forget that you don't need Hammer for that first chest right there. And it has gotten me in seeds I've run for fun.
Rock's fight, I don't think there's anything worse than an Orphan Shackle.
Yeah, I would have to agree. There's definitely checks in the game, and I've heard runners say it in all different randos, but they'll say, I definitely, speaking in from their perspective, they'll say, yeah, I was running and I thought if X is here, I've already lost. So if something's at Shackle, Maniacal knows I'm not going to get it in time for it to be effective. And that's a hard gamble to make, and unfortunately in these seeds of all games, whether it's Link to the Past, the combo, SMZ, whatever you're running, a call like that, even a gamble, sometimes it pays off huge because you save a lot of time, and sometimes it really comes around to bite you, and unfortunately that's what Maniacal is going to be going through when he makes that discovery later. Link, our first runner, though, Link forced to pick up the Butter Sword. Gonna go ahead and mirror over the island to grab that. Definitely helps since we haven't seen a lot of boss fights. That's gonna cut down some time.
Creamy, delicious golden butter.
And I believe 3 out of 4 swords were in Super Metroid, if I'm not mistaken.
Alrighty, looks like Nitorific prepping for Diver Down. Setting up his positioning. Oh no, he can't do Diver Down because no. Is there a setup to do it with a bomb instead of Samaria? No, there is.
Yeah, this
one
there's definitely the bomb setup. There is a bomb setup for the other one too, the 2 chests. But I'm not sure exactly how that one's done. I almost always see it done with Kane, so...
And for anyone who might be curious about how that works, by clipping into the wall like that, you can use a jump down ledge transition instead of a jump into water transition, so you never start swimming.
So unfortunately for Nito, having to do left side swamp here, because still shy Akena Samaria. That is going to be go mode whenever we find it, at least for Nito.
Maniacal picking the big bomb.
Yeah, I was just about to say, with the hammer, has the ability to go over there even though not completing Aga, so... And chat pointing out, I'd say Nito, depending on a really, really obscure placement of that cane, I'd say Nito has a pretty decent lead at this point for our on-stream runners.
Maniacal's got the boss lead in Link to the Past, but if yeah, well, there it is.
Well, that's no mode for you. Oh, that doesn't feel good. Maniacal. Oh, okay. So the only plus side here. Here's the one good thing. Maniacal can't get into Misery Mire. So, that's the only place that Bombos can't be. Unfortunately, though, does have Quake, so is probably going to do a clear of Turtle Rock before making the way, and a clear of Ice, I would imagine, with those mitts. So, yeah, I don't know if there's any real saving grace here.
Alrighty, yeah, Nito is absolutely flying through swamp.
You see a little bit of rage slashing there on Link Force's side, as picking up the very late game gloves, and they've been available for a while, but all 4 runners kind of last location those gloves.
All right,
Super late Dark World access.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Nitorific into the Argus fight. The Puffs only take 1 slash with Tempered, and then once the last one's gone, it'll be 1 silver arrow to finish Argus off. But it looks like Nito's just going to use spins. Oh, it's only two tempered spins. Okay.
Yeah, 2 spins of the Tempered. It's not a bad trade. And Rich, 1 dig. There's your hammer.
This seed has just been a mess.
Yeah, neat. It's super late Dark World access. Not super late logically, but kind of super late as far as breadcrumbs. It was going to be a while before, with all Super Metroid available to you the way it was. So, yeah, kind of unforgiving on that front, as well as a buried Shackle Bombos, to kind of ultimately put the pieces together on the back end. So, you see Nito is looking around, doing some one-offs. Looks like Nito's going to head into Mire. At least going to check checkerboard and maybe do desert with the mirror here.
It's all crystals for him, so it's all progression.
Yeah, it looks good. Unfortunately, he isn't going to be able to clear Mire, so we'll see if Nito decides to gamble on a Cane Mire.
Right.
And I see the question in chat. I don't... It's a really tough call. Do you think... I think that we'll see Maniacal go to Turtle Rock and Ice Palace before Shack. I just do. It's 1 check at Shackle, 1 long, drawn-out check. Although I guess with the warps, it's a little better. Because you can pop up right over there as opposed to, having to go from the shift. I don't know, Box, do you have an opinion on that? What do you think we'll see from Maniacal? Yeah, Nito is about to finish up here in Desert. It's going to get the other red crystal. I think it was Desert and Hera, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no, it was Skull Woods. Skull Woods and Hera. So, not going to get the other red crystal. So, we'll see where Nito decides to go looking for that cane. Was nice to have Silvers to take down Lamolus in a quick 1 cycle. Very nice job. Rewarded with a crystal there. Fortunately, nothing else that's going to be too helpful. We're going to get a look at what's in the purple chest from Rich, though. We know it's not going to be too exciting. Could be Wave Beam. That would help kind of give us that nice end game beam combo. Yeah, chat. I'll field the question to you, chat. Do you think we'll see Turtle Rock and Ice Palace before a dip into Shackle from Maniacal's side? It's tough too. I'm seeing an Ice Palace no TR maybe. It's tough because it's really justifiable. You know, from Maniacal's perspective, you've pretty much cleared. Grapple was in the left sandpit. Oh, I'm seeing chat say saw grapple and reset. Okay, so that's an even rougher scenario for Maniacal. I didn't know Maniacal didn't have grapple. We haven't seen Maniacal in Super Metroid for a little bit. Maniacal, ever since picking up that glove, has kind of been on a campaign to clear out Link to the Past. Yeah, so that makes it even less likely, I think, that we'll see that play. I definitely think Maniacal will go to TR first. We'll see about Ice Palace. I mean, those are time sinks, but, you know, to some credit, we're seeing here Nito is not heading... You know, Nito is not heading over to Skull Woods, so it looks like we're going to get a Spike Cave check. Just haven't had the hammer for quite some time. You know, all your Dark World access was locked in the Dark World, so you kind of had to either take the Aga train or go through the back door through that portal in Meridia. And Link Force is going to be the last of our on-stream runners here. Going to grab the hookshot here, and that's kind of the beginning of the end of completing this cycle of how you were supposed to get into the Dark World. So now Link Force also has kind of full Dark World access. Really hope that Link Force heads right over to Graveyard Ledge, picks up those Titan's Mitts, and that kind of completes your circle. You can access all the areas now. Maniacal clearing out Swamp Palace. Looks like it's going to head over and check the Bombo's tablet. And about the same time, Rich is going to go in and begin the Swamp Palace clear. And yeah, Nito is heading up to Skull Woods, going to get that other red crystal. Makes perfect sense. Not a lot remaining to get that Cane of Samaria for Nito either, so not a bad call.
Yeah, that'll be his go mode.
Yeah, I posed a question to chat, Bach, and I'd like to get your opinion. Do you think that Maniacal will do both Ice Palace and Turtle Rock, or do you think maybe just TR before the Shackle check? What do you think might happen here?
I think he's gonna. I think we'll see Turtle Rock and we'll see Ice Palace before he goes back to. Before he gets back to Shackle.
It will be a little tear in the eye. It will be sad because Maniacal played really well and was pretty dominating when it came to putting this, you know, pretty mid to late game Link to the Past logic together. So carved himself a nice lead. Unfortunately, in an effort to get over to Link to the Past, maybe made some gambles for the Shackle and Grapple that, you know, definitely are not going to be the payoff. Yeah, and we do see that Link Force went right over to Graveyard Ledge. Super happy to see that. That is kind of full area access of the overworld, at least for Link Force. So that's kind of putting all the pieces together. I imagine Link Force will head over soon at some point to Village of Outcasts, which is where that hammer was hiding in the dig game.
Maniacal getting trolled there a bit by the dead rocks. Yeah, he's going for Spike Cave now. We know this can't be anything.
Yeah, we actually saw Nito do Spike Cave. I think it was just a heart container.
Where did we find Cane of Burna?
No idea. I didn't even know we had that. Oh, sorry, it was $20. Yep, chat point. Yeah. So our tracker's saying really early Kane. Really early Kane. I don't remember that at all.
Oh, blind. No, Sahasrara.
I see someone in chat saying missed the first hour and 30. Well, you missed a good first hour and 30 because it was open season on Metroid. We found suits early. We found movement and progression early, and it was kind of a full clear of Super before we ever headed over to get our Dark World access, which is usually how these are. But I mean, we had some nice stuff to tackle Super Metroid right from jump. And Maniacal giving us a hammer puzzle here, figuring out that right top left quiz. Gonna get access to Turtle Rock, but there's not gonna be anything in here. And there's really nothing that can be in here at this point. I mean, high jump boots maybe. Another male upgrade.
Yeah, absolutely nothing mandatory. Wave beam, yeah, like you said, high jump.
So both Link Force and Nito possibly thinking red crystals here because Link Force choosing to come over and clear Skullwoods immediately after getting Titan's Mitts. Nito's done a couple of other checks, did Swamp Palace, but just finished up Skullwoods to get that red crystal fairy access. It hurts. I feel so bad watching Maniacal go through this because all of this is unnecessary.
Oh no, Link Force takes a death at Mothula. Scopula, he beat Dragon, and then instead of going back out, he took the cross-game portal to Dark Ice Rod. And I think someone else said that when he saw that grapple, he reset out of that sand pit.
Yeah, that's what someone in chat said. I don't remember seeing that. It's been so long since we've seen Maniacal in SM that I don't even remember what his top bar looks like. So I don't know if he has a grapple or not. Yeah, Mad confirming that there is no grapple, so it's even less likely that we see Maniacal make a play over there. Yeah, high jump is optional. High jump could be in here. Probably likely, although we have a full Ganon's Castle too stacked with items, so high jump very likely could be up there as well, possibly a wave beam. Which would be nice to find wave while you're looking for a big key, because it at least gives you a nice damage boost for the Mother Brain fight, which is, to follow.
Has anyone not been to Hype Cave? Since that's where we got our plasma beam?
I don't think I saw Link Force definitely hasn't been over there because Link Force just got hookshot right before picking up Titan's mitts. So this Skull Woods play is the first we're seeing of Dark World really for Link Force.
Argus just not cooperating for Rich. He's used like 20 arrows there.
Yeah, Argus can be hard to pin down, and so I think that's probably why we saw Nito just go with the 2 spins of Tempered. When you have Tempered Sword, it's kind of a 6 one way, half dozen the other. For as nice as Silvers can be, when you have Tempered, you just take a couple spins and you're done with Argus too. So, nevertheless, Rich having no problem kind of wrapping it up once landing the shot. So Rich has Swamp Palace down. So that's 3 crystals for Rich. And it looks like, Maniacal and Nito tied at crystal count here. It's going to be 5 a pair. And then Link Force sitting at 4. So we'll see who kind of pieces things together. Rich still has to make way up to Tower of Terra before he can grab Cane of Samaria.
And Nito has to do Pyramid Fairy to get his Samaria for go mode.
Yeah, so for all this, at 2 hours, 30 minutes, still none of our runners in go mode. We do know where everything is. We can sit here and say no mode for sure, but none of our runners have put the pieces quite fully together here, although Nito very close. And Maniacal, potentially very close. It's just whenever Maniacal takes a huge step into left field to go check Shackle, which we don't anticipate being very soon, so... Thank you for the hasty correction there, chat. That is 6 crystals for Nito now.
Yeah.
And I miscounted. Yeah, so Maniacal also at 6. So that is now a tie for 6 crystals.
So here's what it comes down to. Does Nitorific go for Pyramid Fairy, or does Maniacal go for Shackle? Which one happens first?
Oh, Nitorific goes to Pyramid Fairy way before we see a Shackle play. The only thing could be is if Maniacal decides to go to Shack before Ice Palace, which is possible. It's not likely, but it is possible, right? I mean, he knows where Grapple is. If he noped out of it, it's a matter of if he remembers that's where Grapple is. And kind of the long and short of it is, and I say this every time I commentate because I honestly just feel, I kind of get a little heartbreaking when you see some of this stuff. There's a difference between bad plays and wrong plays. The skip Shackle is not a bad play. It just happened to be the wrong play. So Maniacal played this seed really well. It's just a matter of when does Maniacal go there. If he does he go there with enough time to make up the ground?
I like that. Bad plays versus wrong plays. I like that.
Thank you. I wish I could take credit for it, but it was I believe it was Lost the Pirate who said it in a chat while I was commentating once, and I really, same thing, I like that. I immediately took to it, so I always like to give her credit. But yeah, there's a difference between that, and it has an impact. Because Maniacal didn't do anything wrong, it didn't do anything bad, it just happened to be the wrong call. And there we go, Link Force grabbing hammer on the first dig. But yeah, unfortunately, that's how a lot of these randos seem to go, is, players play really well, show a lot of grit and skill, and then all of a sudden, something like this happens. And it does look like Ice Palace. And I just don't think Nito has enough to sidetrack him for the amount of time it's going to take Maniacal to clear ice and then go over to Shackle, wait for Shackle. And you see it right now, got the hammer out, going to be flipping over the portal and going for that big red bomb. And Nito has the portal. It's the Aga portal is even closer. So...
And something else I say about these races pretty much every time, but I feel it bears repeating. with how long these go, anywhere between bottom end 2 hours 30, top end 4+. Racers commonly finishing within minutes, if not seconds, of each other. That will never stop being surprising.
Yeah, especially when they take such different routes, right? But then they still end up together. And I think there was a comment earlier in chat about, does the Aga portal help with anything? This is the only kind of benefit here. You're seeing that Nito can mirror to create a bridge that's not there in the Dark World, and then flip over right here back into the Dark World for the Aga drop. That's the only way. If Hammer had been in here, I guess that could have been, that could have been the only layout, but we found Hammer at Dig Game, so there was no worry about it. So at 2 hours, 34 minutes, almost 35 minutes, Nito-rific is our first on-stream runner in Go mode, and you see those slashes, so you know a 230, 234 does not feel good for Go mode.
Alrighty, so, yeah, alrighty. Now that we have a Go mode, I feel comfortable saying this is Nito-rific's race to lose, at least among the restream field.
Yeah, gonna have to agree with you there, and I think it really came down to that fluke to Ice Palace on Maniacal's side. If Maniacal had chosen to take a look at Shack, it could be very close. I still think Nito had the edge, but with Maniacal, kind of knee deep in Ice Palace here, there's really no chance that a Shackle play comes with anywhere near enough time to make a difference.
In the meantime, we've got a rating party of 70 from Speed Gaming Prime. Welcome, everybody. This is our Link to the Past Super Metroid Combo Randomizer Weekly. This is Hard Logic, and Nito-rific has just hit Go mode at about 2 hours 35.
Yeah, welcome just in time for Go mode. You got all the craziness out of the way, right? You can just see some good execution to wrap this up. We had quite a seed tonight, isn't that right, Bach?
Quite a seed is an understatement. Super Metroid Go mode at about maybe 20 minutes in.
Yeah, it was early suits, early movement, and progression upgrades, and pretty much nothing for Link to the Past. We had to go through some crazy loopholes, taking the Meridia portal or Aga access if you wanted to do it that way, to get our first lift upgrade in a pendant pod. If that doesn't tell you where it's at, and then you take that pendant pod lift upgrade, take it up north to the Catfish check, that's where Hookshot was, and that's how you got across to actually start looking at the Dark World of A Link to the Past. So, as standard with these sometimes, you pretty much get the full Super Metroid clear before you can do anything really in A Link to the Past. And I think even the seed knew it was a little rude, because it did give us Hammer on our first dig at the dig spot. So when the seed gives you the item on the first dig, maybe it's its way of apologizing a little bit.
Fair deal. Bo was its spooky missiles in the wreck ship.
Yeah, we had a stacked wreck ship. What all was in there? Speed booster, flute, bow. I think that was it. I think those were the big three.
Yeah, I think so.
Maniacal is going toe to metaphorical toe here with Cold Stare, and taking advantage of that Tempered Sword, gets all three puffs cornered and takes them down. Is rewarded only with a key, as well as this green pendant here. So I think Maniacal's thinking pendant turn in, which I forgot Ice House with the green pendant, so even more of a draw to keep him away from Shackle. Any of those who are joining, whether from the rating or a little later, the big difference maker here was Bombos was sitting on Shackle. So you can see 3 out of 4 on-stream runners took the time to check our good friend Shackle, and it paid out because that Bombos is your access to Misery Mire, which we see Nito just a couple of arrows away from finishing out here. 2 silver shots to Vitreous. That's going to wrap up the 7th crystal.
Alrighty, and now that we're at 7 crystals, let's play a little game. There are 22 spots in Gaina's Tower where that B key can be, so get your guesses in as to which one it could be. I'm going with what I always go with 4 always wins.
You say 4 always wins?
Yes, I do.
All right, well, I'm giving you 11 since my number was taken right away. I normally guess 7, but I saw that go right up, so I'll throw an 11 in there. 4 is a good number, though, too. My little sister always guesses 4, so I hope it's a 4 for her, and for you, Buck. Oh, and Maniacal, looks like Maniacal was taking the hammer back into pod to finish some of that extra stuff, but maybe decided against it. I wasn't watching, I was checking some other stuff on stream, so I'm not totally sure what happened. I saw a freshly acquired hammer on Maniacal's side into pod. Do we see that play?
Possibly he consulted his tracker and realized there are no prizes left.
Very likely. Well, this is a really good sign. Maniacal is jumping into the water, which is our pathway down here to that Meridia portal. It's at Dark Ice Rod Cave. Yep, that's exactly where Maniacal's going. I mean, I'm sure if we get a post-game interview here, we'll get to ask him, but this has to feel absolutely awful.
And not to mention, he can't go right to... cannot go right to Shackle. He has to go get that. He has to go get the grapple beam first.
Yeah, this is rough.
I hope he sticks it out and. But if I was in Maniacal's position at this point and I realized that I blew that, I would probably be tilted to the point of being perpendicular.
That is a sentence that I will have to steal from you. That's a good line. I'll give you credit, but that's a great line. That's about what this feels like. Because not only, like you said, not only is it down here, but you're gonna have to grab the grapple beam first. Maniacal's still on pace though to finish possibly second on the restream. I'd say that's a pretty likely scenario here. While all 4 of our runners on stream have routed this really well and executed good, Maniacal definitely in a good position to still maintain the lead that he had. Is not going to be a first place lead, but still a good lead on the rest of the restream here.
Yeah, I've seen all of these racers race before, and they are all very good at this.
And that was 5 checks on the left, so it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if we can get a big key here. There's 6 and 7.
Is neither of it going to go for the memes and tactile room? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, he is.
Well, Nito was the first of our on-stream runners to grab Bombos too, so making good calls tonight. I trust Nito's routing.
So he's grabbing onto the wall, which due to the way certain states in Link to the Past interact, his music is not draining. His magic is not draining while he's in that state.
Yeah, this makes tile room number 8, and it is high jump boots. So chat,
how about that?
Where they are.
That'll be nice for the Link. That'll be nice for the end game of Super Metroid.
And I believe tile room was 8, right? So this is going to be 9, 10, 11, and 12 coming up on on the left of Nito's side. I see chat said I can have my number 7 back since that didn't pan out. Wave beam would be nice. Oh, and there it is.
Commentator's blessing.
I think that was number 12, right? Yeah, so that's 12 checks deep here. So my 11 is not panned out.
So Niterific went to the left first, right?
Yep.
Did the torch, and then the foretop to the west.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
So it's gonna head left here and then head south. I do think it's funny though that Ice Beam technically did work out in Nito's favor because is gonna have the full beam combo for the end game sequence.
And that's going to be 900 damage a shot per charge shot compared to the 300 of super missiles. The only thing that makes super missiles even marginally competitive is the fact that you could spam them a lot faster.
Yeah, and I think super missiles have a higher overall DPS. Like you were, if you're good at it though. That's why I don't race these games because I cannot spam super missiles well enough.
It's all about a rhythm with the super missiles. It's a little tricky to learn, but once you have it dialed in, it's not bad at all. That's 13, I believe. Next up is the
I think
random
that was
room.
14.
No, because random room will be 14, 15, 16, 17. Bob will be 18. No, you're right.
Yeah, because there was Fire Snakes was 13. That was 14. All right, so I think that's 17. It's either 16 or 17.
That was 17. Mercs,
Okay.
Bob, the space-time beam is... That glitch cannot be executed on the combo ROM.
Who had 17? 17's the winner tonight. Well, Maniacal is heading out of Meridia because Maniacal kind of had to do the Shackle of Shame there and wait for the Bombos. That's pretty much all it could be, right? I don't think it could have been anywhere else, but Maniacal is in go mode here. 2 hours, let's say 2 hours, 46 minutes or so, maybe 45 since he picked it up. So that's about a 10-minute gap, right? I think was Nito 35 minutes when he picked it up.
Somewhere around there. Yeah, Maniacal has not forfeited, so I'm sure he's sticking this out for the long haul.
Yeah, and Maniacal on pace to finish second on the restream, like we said. So, especially because we see Rich down here in Misery Mire hoping to find the vanilla cane, but that's not where it is. We saw Misery Mire hiding out in the.
I feel sorry for Maniacal because if he had pushed and checked, if he had checked Shackle, this would absolutely be. He would have won this.
Yeah, unfortunately, like you're saying, it was his race to lose until that turned out to be where it was. Unfortunately, though, in an ironic twist, he had about a 10-minute lead and is now about 10 minutes behind. So lost about 20 minutes on that Shack Tool skip.
Eaterific obliterates Landmolus 2.
There was a boss there? I didn't even see it.
And now writes a book known as The Wizrobe Massacres.
Nito putting on a gauntlet clinic here.
And the less anticipated sequel, Wizrobe Massacres 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, that last one didn't want to go down, but eventually taking it out.
It's too bad there's no Wizrobe Massacres 3, Tokyo Drift, because that would be fun. Eaterific doing everything he can to conserve his magic. Not sure what he thinks he might need it for. Have to be careful.
Sorry, go ahead.
Have to be careful in that stair room because if the torches go out and close the door at the wrong time while you're going up, you can despawn the top of the tower and have to mirror out and restart.
Did you catch Nidoriffic's bonk right there to jump over that gap? That's a pretty swaggy play. Cause
I did not see that.
Pretty easy to fall down that. So Nido is feeling good right now. So
let's see if he goes for the Moldorm 2 bonk skip. Nope, he's just gonna fight. So 1 slash and 1 spin with that tempered sword.
So nice to have tempered sword on this climb. Link Force is the only runner who bothered to pick up the extra sword that was sitting on the island. Link is the only one that's running gold sword right now.
Yeah, Link Force will have a significantly faster Ganon fight, but obviously he's not in a position to make that make any difference. Alrighty, here we are, Aga 2. Three of them. The 2 shadow clones will always shoot a ball. Shoot a ball. Yeah, shoot a ball. The real one can control you with the little blue balls like that. Good positioning.
And we've got.
Ooh,
sorry, I don't want to cut you
double there. Sorry, you go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say we've got both Rich and Link simultaneously carrying the big red bomb here, so they're gonna get their Cane of Samaria is just a few seconds apart from each other. Rich with a slight edge because they already cleared out Thieves Town. So this will be interesting to see how the end game wraps up for these 2 runners.
And a very, very clean Aga 2 fight for Nidoriffic. Jax Frog, you're right about to see it. It was a Pyramid Fairy.
Well, no need to worry about silvers. We've had those since the beginning.
Alright, Ganon phase 1 is 12 tempered slashes or 6 tempered spin hits. Going for that here. That's for phase 1 and 2. Phase 3 is always 4. And then stun Ganon with a slash for phase 4, and then 4 silver arrows while stunned. Alrighty, third place on Restream is definitely going to be between Rich Kupo and Link Force. I think Maniacal will get second on Restream. Yeah, Maniacal's got his 7th crystal. He'll be heading up the tower. And get your single decent chat because we got bacon. Nidoriffic going to save and quit, and then hard reset to respawn at the ship in Super Metroid, and then all you got to do is head to Torian. And if anyone's curious, that dark room Link Force just passed through, that is the one room in Meyer that requires that Cane of Samaria.
Yep, and we are double timing over to take on Mother Brain. Nidoriffic in a great position because, like we said earlier, taking the time to grab Ice Beam as well as Wave gives him that full combo with Plasma pickup at Hype Cave.
If he didn't have that Ice Beam, the Wave and Plasma combo would... If he didn't have the Ice Beam, the Wave and Plasma combo would be 750. And if he didn't have the Ice Beam either, just Plasma would be 450.
Yeah, Ice is the least... gives you the least damage boost, or like increase. But it's really nice for this upcoming Metroid room too, so...
Yeah, as mentioned, if you don't have the Ice Beam and Torian, you have to power bomb the Metroids. They take 5 power bomb hits, and they can each hit twice. So that's a minimum of 3 power. That's a bare minimum of 3 power bombs each, or 3 power bombs total if you group them. But again, that is very slow. Also, Neaterific definitely grateful to have the Morph Ball bombs too, because he can. If you're grabbed by a Metroid and you don't have the Morph Ball bombs, there's no way to get them off you. You have to power bomb it dead.
And chat pointing out that they can tell the difference. I actually fixed the stream is up and working again on my computer, so gonna get to end this with the way it was intended, with some nice full screen display and a good quality mic instead of AirPods. So
yeah, I can tell the difference in your sound too.
Well, hopefully it's nicer. Hopefully that's the difference you can tell. But yes, no more watching 4 screens on my phone. Unfortunately, all the screens have already found what they're looking for now.
I need to get myself a nice microphone at some point. Right now I just use a little boom mic attached to my gaming headset.
That sounds good from here.
Maybe I'm just too much of a critic of my own voice, because I'm not a terribly big fan of it when I watch these back to see how I did. Supula, I have a Logitech G432. Meantime, Neaterific went for the baby skip and did not get it, so he's going to have to recharge here. Sleepy Night, thanks for the vote of confidence. I've actually been told a lot that I have a good radio voice.
I'm gonna have to fully agree with that one. With the Sleepy Night's comment there, I think it sounds great, and I think the loadout that you're running is quite nice.
Thank you for the vote of confidence. It means a lot.
Yeah, it's been a real joy to call this one with you. Tons of fun.
Yeah, I think I mentioned I don't have a good mindset for racing stuff like this, because I prefer going slow and full clearing everything I possibly can. But I love watching this stuff, so I keep myself involved with the community by doing the commentary.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm honestly just terrible at playing both of these games, but I love being able to contribute and have fun. And yeah, it's a real joy to get to do something like this.
Meantime, Neaterific not even bothering with the clip, just destroying the Zevatites the way God intended you to do.
Well, hey, with a loaded plasma charge ice wave, what do you got to worry about, right?
Not a damn thing in the world.
Yep, there we go. Taking down the kind of Mother Brain cutscene beforehand, and Neaterific at 2 hours 56 minutes is going to go into this final fight. Like we said a couple of times, a fully loaded charge combo. It's got to feel good. Still haven't seen the dot duns from the on-stream runners, and yeah, just ready to kind of...
Mother Brain's restaurant serving up some onion rings and chicken nuggets. More onion rings. Couple of packets of ketchup there. Looks like she's not going to deliver any French fries today. Alrighty, Nito setting up for that stand-up glitch. Here's how this works. He's going to take 300 damage here, which means that the game will let him get back up. But now, before the game can check to see if he can survive another beam, he's going to damage himself to the point that he can't. So he should have been forced down here. Like right there, the game tried to force him down. He was in mid-air, so he did not get stuck. So there's going to be one more spot where the game tries to force him into the down position. You'll be able to see it. So as long as he's in the air for that trigger, he'll retain his ability to move and can start dealing damage to Mother Brain Phase 3, which is 36,000 health. That's 40 charge shots, and with perfect timing, it is just possible to get all 40 in and have Mother Brain die without without any hyper beam shots. It might be TAS only, but if it's not, it's very close.
And Bach, correct me if I'm wrong here, but there is a chance to soft lock on this, but with the X-ray visor, I think that will undo it, right? Like you can fix that.
I believe so. I have not seen the X-ray escape myself, but there was another possibility here to get soft locked by by the Metroid letting go of you when you were in a position where it could not get hit by Mother Brain. Let's see how far he pushes.
Well, doing damage, so looks good, and there we go. We've got an exploding Mother Brain.
Yeah, 6 shots with the hyper beam. That's not bad at all. You also have to be very careful doing that glitch, because if you have a regular beam shot on screen when the game transitions to you having the hyper beam, you will crash the game.
Yeah, there's a lot of little nuancy things that happen with that end game sequence if you want to go ahead and skip with stand-up glitch. So good to see Nidorific not having any trouble though, and is going to be able to begin this escape sequence while Maniacal taking down Lammo 2 and Link Force beginning the gauntlet climb as well. So gonna have some close finishes, and it looks like Rich making way over to enter Ganon's castle. So I guess kind of the theme of this one you've heard of in a galaxy far, far away. Well, in a Shack Tools home far, far away, that's where our key to put the rest of this together was, because Nidorific, the first of our on-stream runners to grab that Bombos, that was a big deal for the end game, because that's what let Nido kind of erase a 10-minute lead Maniacal had and turn it into a 10-minute lead for himself. So get those GGs in chat. Nidorific finishes with an official time of 3 hours and 33 seconds and is our second place finisher. PP Chan finishing ahead of him at 2 hours 48 minutes and 7 seconds. So Nido, the first of our on-stream runners to finish. Big GG's, congratulations for that. And our second runner overall for the race to finish tonight.
And if anyone else is curious, right about 25 minutes ago, Solski became our second forfeit.
Anyone who didn't want to go through this.
Alrighty, looks like we are joined. Nidorific, is that you?
Yes.
Alrighty, GG. I bet that Shack Tool check paid off in spades. I bet that felt pretty good.
Well, it was, yeah, but it was almost completely canceled out by almost last locating Kane, so.
Well,
I'll take that 3-0. No, I won't spit on it for this
I was
season.
going to say, it's almost canceled out is really different for how it played out for Maniacal, who had about a 10-minute lead on everybody on stream, but didn't check Shack Tool and ended up all dungeon clearing A Link to the Past. So,
Yeah. Turtle Rock takes a while to clear.
yeah, at least the last location for Kane couldn't be Turtle Rock, so you save a good bit there.
Yeah, I was happy when I found Hook because every single item I was missing were required to go to Turtle Rock. I was missing Mitts, I was missing Kane, I was missing Hammer. Like, can't be in Turtle Rock.
So
Or-
actually, oh, go ahead,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, or on Ped.
Yeah, we got to a point where the only thing we hadn't found anything yet, but the only thing that could have been on Ped was Charge Beam at that point, because everything else you needed to at least clear out, because Dark World access was so late as far as being able to do anything. So my question is, you were the only on-stream runner to go through Aga. Just if you have any thoughts on why that route or what you were thinking there.
Well, I didn't really want to go back through Meridia to go to the Dark World. And also, I kind of wanted Ice. I just didn't feel like going back to Super Metroid. I just didn't want to. I mean, it's not rational. I just didn't want to.
It's a fine answer.
Alright, so my first question to you, Nidorific, is, in terms of the routing decisions you made throughout the seed, was there anything in particular that you felt good about or felt bad about?
I felt pretty good about bailing for Super Metroid so early. And I had fun MacGyvering around my limited 5 PB pool. Like going into a gauntlet with just 5 PBs and Speed Booster. I had fun. Speed Booster was early. We had boat suits early. We had space jump. We had the movement items. So Metroid was fast and fun. And then I went back to the other game, and so by comparison, Link to the Past feels so slow. Like just killing a dungeon takes like 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, you clear like 20 checks in Super Metroid. But I had fun. Seed was fun up to the point where I didn't know where Kane was. Must have looked for it for like 30 minutes.
So, other question: how much, like on a letter grade scale, how much fun was this for you?
Oh, Super Metroid was really fun, and we had flute. Well, if you went to Wreck Chip early, you had flute early, and boots early, so it was fun. Movement items were there. It's just like it feels like most of the seasons are like, oh, well, flute's never really technically required to go to Meyer, so flute's going to be in GT, and boots are not really required either, except for like 3 checks, so they're going to be in GT too. It's like it's really frustrating to play seasons like that because you add like 30 minutes just on the loss of movement speed. But this seed had everything, so it was fun despite the Bombos troll.
Mm-hmm. Let me think. 329. Do you have anything else you'd like to ask?
No, I mean, maybe if you want to give some opinion on how the kind of progression through once you did go, because I think you're hitting it right on the head. Super Metroid was kind of a full clear, right? I mean, right from the beginning, you had all the progression movement as well as the suits. But then A Link to the Past was the polar opposite experience. So were you a little worried going into Dark World, knowing you needed to find a glove, another glove, and a hookshot? Like, because it kind of just one thing led to another. You found a glove and pod, which led directly to a hookshot, which led directly across the river to the other glove. But do you have any thoughts on how that kind of sequence played out?
Well, I felt pretty good about coming out of Super Metroid having full clear in like 125 or something. And then I figured Bombos was going to troll some people, but the further and further I was full clearing and looking for Kane, and like that advantage just kept, crumbling away until I felt I wasn't really advantage anymore. But then when I found Kane, I'm like, all right, I'm sure some people will have got to Turtle Rock before checking Shack. So that was the one sliver of hope I had, and it kind of turned out. Finished second despite a 3-hour time.
Yeah, certainly a respectable finish for a not fun seed. Well, maybe a not kind seed. Like you said a couple times, it was fun to run. It was certainly fun to watch you run it. I'll say that. Very enjoyable, nice execution, and just good movement through the whole thing. Really lets you put it on display right when you have all that available to you from the beginning.
Yeah. I gotta say, I'm glad I did Croc before Lower Norfair, because thank you, Screw Attack.
Yeah, that's the best item to find. It's the best item that really has no use other than it just makes it nicer to go through that Lower Norfair area.
It completely trivializes Lower Norfair. It's funny. Those key hunters, one hit, one E-tag, not anymore. You just plow through them and they die instantly.
I see chat raising a question here from Duke2188 asking about the plasma room. The choice not to save, before the dip into plasma. Any comments there? Having to speed booster them?
Well, I wanted to save before doing that, and then I realized I didn't save. I'm like, well, I got 3 tanks, 2 reserve, 1 reserve. That should be enough, right? Right. I haven't practiced that in a long time, so it took a few tries to finally kill the bottom pirate. And then you have to deal with no high jump boost with speed booster. So because when you let go, when you do a short charge and you duck, and then you get back up and you start jumping, it's still like kind of the game still registers you as having dash held down. So your first jump is kind of low. So you have to wait for like a second before you start jumping. Maybe there's a trick that I don't know, but I kept messing that up every time. after I got a charge, I started jumping back up, and I didn't have the proper height for that.
Well,
But,
I'll put your mind at ease. I don't know that there's a trick for that because I think speed booster with no high jump is kind of frustrates everybody I see run this. So it definitely messes with your jump input. I thought you handled the plasma room well. It was impressive to see you get those short charges and kind of break through it. I couldn't have done it. It was awesome to watch.
yeah, the big problem is just getting rid of that bottom pirate. There's 2 ways to do it. I chose one. Didn't really well. It would have worked if I could short charge more reliably. But I got away with that check. I lost about 2 minutes, 3 minutes, but wouldn't have made a difference in the finish time.
It's funny altogether though because Maniacal easily had a 10-minute lead on the on-stream just because of it chose to put the link to the pass together stuff a little earlier and was making a lot of progress. But when you found Bombos, we kind of knew that Maniacal wasn't going to go back for that for a while. And
Yeah,
it ended up, your go mode ended up being 10 minutes earlier than Maniacal. So Maniacal lost 20 minutes of not only the 10-minute lead, but then fell 10 minutes behind on that. So, it was a much bigger play maybe than it felt. It's funny because the other 2 runners found Bombos and we thought, oh, maybe this won't be that big a deal. Maybe everyone's going to come across it. But just the way Maniacal routed it, what kind of last location it wasn't going back. But yeah, it was a big play.
It was a spur of the moment thing because I checked before going through Bot Wound and killing Dragon. I checked the right sand pit. Usually I check the left one, but this time I checked the right one. There was nothing, so I reset, killed Bot Wound, killed Dragon, went back, and then I went back down the left sand pit. Check it out. Grapple. Well, I'm here. I might as well check Shack. That's
If
where
I
it was.
can jump in for real quick, Maniacal just didn't damage himself down for the stand-up glitch in time and almost died to Mother Brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, Duke 2188 is also asking what was your reason for checking Eastern before you went into Super Metroid for the first time?
Because I always do that, and every time I don't do what I usually do, I get punished. So I did what I usually do and got rewarded. I was looking for real though. I was looking for another pack of PBs. Then when I got Gravity and Fire shot around, like, hey, all right, super easy access to wrecked ship, which was stacked. And then I got my speed and full cleared.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I say stacked was an understatement. There's a lot of stuff in wreck ship.
Yeah, we had the boots. We had what was in the back again? Flute, right?
Flute and bow.
Oh, right, bow at Spooky, I think.
Yeah, Spooky.
That's 3 more than it usually has.
Yeah, and there was kind of no, I think, Bach, you might have said this right in the beginning, but once you found those suits, the hard logic was kind of erased from this.
And there was no hard logic tricks required, which is kind of funny. Because Space Jump was free. Space Jump was it speed locked? But you had gravity early, logically, so you could have gone to the sand pits, I think. Maybe a gravity jump was required somewhere, I don't know. But that was a very kind seed regarding what tricks you needed to do.
I'm drawing a blank on where Space Jump was.
I think it was speed locked at Brent Star Reserve.
Well,
Maybe
Mach
not.
Ball is expected on the
Mach Ball,
hard
yeah.
logic, so...
Okay, that's
Yeah,
what,
but-
yeah.
I was just thinking in terms of could have at this been a normal logic seed. I think you
Oh,
needed,
that's what you meant, okay.
so either a Mach Ball was required or a gravity jump, some pretty trivial stuff.
I always forget the Mach Ball is part of hard logic because I take it for granted just watching everybody do it for every seed, no matter what they're running. So
Well, yeah, it's if we were playing on the European ROM, we could just run past the gates because Samus moves faster to compensate for the lower frame rate, and if you can just run through the gates before they close, not running normally with dash. It's kind of funny.
If I remember right, the frame differences are also the reason that the Torizo escape is possible on Europe versus Japan, USA.
Yes.
Very interesting. I'm learning some fun stuff here tonight. I didn't know about that.
So they just made Samus faster to compensate for the lower frame rate, but they didn't adjust anything else. So the gates just close at the same rate. If you watch the task, I think they just run through the gates by just hard bumping perfectly.
If I can butt in again, Maniacal is now finished at 3:14.03, and that's good enough for 5th place. Meantime, we had Zempt finish in 3rd place at 3:03.28, and Flip Heel in 4th place at 3:10 flat.
Yeah, get those GGs in chat. Well deserved, hard fought, and a really strong comeback for last locationing the Shackle Bombos like that. Really fought to, still have a competitive edge here, and was the 2nd place finisher on the restream. So, well deserved GGs for Maniacal. We'll see if we can get Maniacal in here too. Well, I don't have any other questions. Bach, do you have anything that you'd like to ask?
I do not.
All right. Well, thanks for the interview and the work behind the scenes. And
You're very welcome. It's a lot of fun.
I'll let you interview Maniacal. See you later.
Take
Have
care.
a good night, Nito. Thank you, and thanks for a great race. Very entertaining. Congrats on the great finish.
Thanks.
Alrighty, meantime, Link Force is also into the escape. He will most likely be our next finisher, as Rich is going through the Zepatites.
It's kind of crazy how close we ended up with such different routing. We had two runs.
Like I said, a run about 3 hours and 15 minutes. And we're having runners. We're going to have multiple runners finish within about 5 minutes of each other.
Yeah, we had Link Force and Maniacal in a Ganon fight at the same time. So it just goes to show you that there's plenty of ways you can put this spaghetti together to create something. Feels a little disjointed in the beginning maybe, but it does come together. And Link Force is going to finish. Get those GGs in chat. Link Force is our 6th place finisher tonight with a time of 3 hours, 16 minutes, 16 seconds, and is our 3rd place finisher on the restream here.
Alrighty, so
overall.
we'll see if we can get hit Link Force and Maniacal both in for interviews.
And I think I'm seeing get Link Force to jump up here. I'll tell you, Bach, I'm just happy that my setup is working again.
Oh, I totally get that.
Not fun watching it on my iPhone.
Ew, Apple.
Oh, well, you wouldn't like to know anything about my computer either, then. We'll just leave that a mystery.
The way I always feel about it is, with Apple, you're paying for the brand as much as you're paying for the item, and I don't like that.
That's fair.
Anyway, Rich Kupo unequipped his gravity suit to cause the rainbow beam to do. We unequipped Various so the rainbow beam would do more damage, and that makes it a little easier to set up the stand-up glitch. Alrighty, we are joined by Maniacal and by Link Force. GG to both of you.
GG's.
Hey, GG's.
Well,
How about that Shackle?
I mean, I knew it was there by the time I got there.
I did it early.
Oh, that, it's defensible. The problem was it was grapple against that in the sand pit, and I really wanted to get into Dark World, and then finding glove hookshot pushed me away from it, and I said, okay, I'm willing to hard commit that it's not in the early sphere and it's in the late sphere. and then they put Bombos in like a mid sphere, and it really it's shocked me that it wasn't in Turtle Rock because of Kane being behind Mitts for the red crystal, and then obviously Hammer also being behind the Mitts. So it was like double access to a deep sphere with 6 items, and so
Hammer wasn't behind the Mitts at all. You could have gotten Hammer and not gotten Mitts.
Sure.
Okay.
But Hammer was behind West Dark World access, which was behind Glove Hookshot.
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah, but they were both in a very deep sphere. So like Kane, Hammer, and Mitts were all pretty deep, and so splitting 6 items against 2 felt fine.
Yeah, and like 329 said on the earlier, there's a difference between making a bad play and just making a good play that turned out to be wrong. So
yeah, I felt like I made decent plays. I didn't actually hate my route. It was kind of bad, but it was like medium minus. It was a typical SMZ3 route.
Well, I can't say enough. Oh, sorry, Link, go ahead.
My route was SM and then A Link to the Past.
He kind of didn't have a choice in most.
Yeah, that's more or less how it shook out for pretty much everybody.
I mean, it depends. If you do AGA, then you get a split. But if you say screw AGA, I'm gonna try to get around it, you're doing all of SM first.
Yeah, it was a weird access. Like the lower Norfair Meridia split was actually really interesting in this seed because you can split to go down toward Meyer without access to really doing anything, and potentially put yourself in a really bad situation, like if a glove was at Checkerboard Cave or something.
Oh, I never checked that.
And I checked every single location except Deep Ganon's Tower. I never found my high jump boots or my spring ball. So
spring. I remember getting spring ball.
Spring ball was the big chest in Meyer.
Oh, okay,
That's
yeah.
what it was.
By the time you got to Meyer, you had no business checking.
Yeah, I did only get 1 item out of Meyer. That's true.
Yeah, I went to Meyer after getting Bombos and after doing half of Lower Norfair.
And part of
And
me
then
just
Boots was
please do
tile
get some
room.
GGs in chat for Rich just finishing up there.
High jump Boots was tile room. So
Okay. Yeah. So
yeah, Rich finishing in 7th place at 320.37, and immediately after we have Tony T. Young in 8th place at 321.38, and Ikir in 9th place at 322.01. We'll see if we can get Rich in here for an interview, and then we'll get a bit of a 3-way going on. That didn't sound right.
Well,
it's okay.
Maniacal, I feel bad, and I said it like 8 times. I feel so bad because you had your routing. You said you're kind of half and half on your routing. It turned out really good because you had about a 10-minute lead. You were the first one to grab gloves, and then you took the gloves. I mean, not like you had much of a choice, but took the gloves immediately to get the hook. Went straight over, got the mitts, and you're just kind of open season on A Link to the Past, which once we saw Bombos, we knew was bad. We're like, oh, Maniacal's just gonna full clear this game. Like there's
I mean, and that's what the situation I put myself in. I put myself in a spot where if Go Mode Medallion was in a mid sphere, I was going to leave it till last, and it was in a mid sphere, it's a very rare place for Bombos to spawn in the logic.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you just get punished. That's SMZ3.
Yeah, but I would not. Yeah, I wouldn't hate on their routing too much because you did have about a 10-minute lead at one point. So
I should have done wave before going down to Lower Norfair. That was the mistake I made in the route. And I got very punished for it because Mirror was there, and so I would have been able to check checkerboard earlier. Ultimately, I didn't get maximum punished for it because a glove wasn't in my area, but had a glove spawned there, which was very reasonable with the way the items were falling. I would have been in a world of hurt. It would have been very bad. So I was very, very relieved to find the mitts where I did.
And we had Bombos relatively early. I think Nita was the first one to pick it up, but both Link and Rich got to that within a reasonable amount of time after too. And we were concerned for a hot minute that there was going to be a glove in Bombos Mire.
Mhm.
That was technically totally possible.
Well, that would have been so much better for me if there was a glove there, as it turns out, just because it would have left me off the hook for all of the mitts pendants. So I would have been able to dodge doing ice and doing Turtle Rock.
Hey, Oops All Dungeon at 314, not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, I mean, with the late gloves and stuff, yeah, 314 is not a terrible time for a double full clear. Like, that's a literal double full clear. The only thing I had missed was second Mire item because it was behind Bombos.
And of course, like we said, it was the spring ball, so you didn't miss much.
I would have liked to have had that. Now, without high jump boots, I'm still not getting blue bomber, obviously. So it would have opened up some strats in Torian that I would rather run, but that's okay.
Well, I'd like to ask. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Bach.
It might be a little late in the conversation at this point, but other than the Bombos gaff, is there anything about your routing you felt particularly good or bad about?
I should have routed back of escape sooner than I did. I had 2 opportunities to do it, and then ended up having to do it awkwardly after Skull was the best place for me to patch it in. And it was really only because I had gotten bailed out by the mitts location that I was able to do it somewhat seamlessly without it looking like a glaring error. But there are a couple spots where I should have saved and quit to Sanctuary, and I didn't. So back of escape was a big mistake. Not doing wave before going to lower Norfair was pretty bad. And then I actually forget how to bomb dupe to skip hammer for pyramid. I was like, oh gosh, if it's pyramid hammer, then I'm going to have to on the fly remember how to bomb dupe on the water screen, and I don't remember what I'm supposed to do there. So that one didn't ultimately come up, but that felt very bad playing it because I knew that there was a thing that the seed might want me to do that I was ill-equipped to do.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
there was another. Oh, sorry, Bach. Go ahead.
Rich has joined us. GG for you, Rich.
GG's Rich.
GG, that was a seed, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, something like.
Yeah, and I'll put the same question to you that I just put to Maniacal. Was there anything about your routing you felt particularly good or bad about?
Honestly, what I felt bad about was not checking Waterfall earlier. So I was like, hey, I have Morph Ball. You know, I'll go to Waterfall. I'll go to that quadrant when I have enough money. So what really hurt me early on was power bomb starvation. Early on, I was running around Metroid with 5 power bombs only, and yeah, that one really hurt because I was forced to play a lot more careful and double dip. Because when you're starved on bombs, name of the game is, for the love of God, don't soft lock yourself. So I had to double dip Brinstar. Once I got power bombs to clear it. I got some things along the way, came back. Glad I did because there were some really important items back there. Yeah, if I checked Waterfall sooner, I would have been more comfy with 10 power bombs. That would have been less of a headache. The thought of me having only 5 PBs to work with was kind of was stressing me the early part. I was playing a little sloppy because of it. I was like, all right, I have 5 PBs. I need to be extra careful because when you're starved, you have to count ahead. How many you need to use to get through an area? Are there enemies up ahead that's gonna drop 100%? All right, cool. Overall, yeah, that one was kind of bad, but I got a second win when I went to Link to the Past. I basically took a one-way ticket to Link to the Past from Meridia Way. We had Moon Pearl.
Did you have Mirror at that point? Because I felt like Mirror was a decent out in that situation.
We had Mirror, but we had no way back into the Dark World, because the only other way I could get back to the Dark World would have been back to Metroid or kill Aghanim. So
yeah.
No hammer, no glove. Oh boy, what do I do? Well, I could swim. I could swim to the east side. All right, let's dip. Let's check the pyramid. Check pod. Wow, there's a glove there. Okay, cool. Check fish. Hookshot. All right, that's my ticket to the west side. Let's check the cave. Wow, my second glove is there. That was an amazing stride for me. From there, I felt like my momentum really picked up. Like after the sloppy SM play, like that right there, all in SM, that routing was Link to the Past right there. Like gave me a second win to continue that slop from that sloppy start. I felt.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the play on all 4 runner screens was completely enjoyable and tons of fun to watch, and I think you all routed it differently, but there's a lot to be respectable plays across the board. I will ask both of you opinions on the choice to not do AGA because Maniacal brought it up. There was a possibility that Hammer was on that Pyramid Fairy, and I want to get your perspectives on how maybe that weighed in the back of your mind.
Quite honestly, that never weighed on the back of my mind at all, because that's honestly a thing I probably forgot that could happen, because I was just way on the fact that there's so many checks like left I could have done. Like Hammer has to turn up somewhere, or at least gloves for me to access that. If Hammer was in Pyramid Fairy, oh man, that would have been bad.
Yeah, there was a block of time where we were running out of checks because, you know, we have the advantage of seeing all 4 runners checking things. So we were looking and going, it's getting more and more likely because Hammer can't be locked in certain places. And only 1 out of 4 runners chose to do the AGA path. And so that could have been huge if that ended up being the case. Maniacal, any thoughts on that?
I mean, the nice thing about the AGA situation is A, you can like break around it with the bomb dupe, and then B, if you do get forced into doing it for whatever reason, it only gets faster, right? Like the more stuff you get, it gets faster. Same thing with like Super Metroid. The better your loadout, the faster you can go through the terrible thing. And so I didn't feel bad putting it off. When I found boots, I started to entertain the idea that like, okay, well maybe that's what I want to do. But at that point, I already knew about grapple in the left sand pit, and I was like, I guess I'll go back through the portal to grab grapple and do the last 2 Meridia locations if I have to. But like having it be that way made it so that they were so slow that they were in, like I said, like such an early sphere in the logic. I think that was like sphere 6 or something. And like the mitts were like sphere 11 or like really far past it. That I was just committed to clearing around those locations and finishing A Link to the Past if the game let me, which unfortunately it did.
Right, and the other question I like to ask, letter grade scale, how much fun did you guys have?
Let's see. I would call this a B plus C for how much anxiety it gave me at the start with in my SM runs. I was a little sloppy, powerbomb starved. I don't know if you guys like talked about this on my Meridia routing, that I almost got soft locked at Botchun, by the way. You might have saw me kill him with only 7 missiles left and no charge beam to finish the fight. But that could have gone bad if I didn't like farm Pursuit beforehand so I could get more damage out of him.
I did not catch that, although if you had soft locked, I definitely would have caught that.
We were almost there. Like I was being sloppy with my missile spam on Botchum. A lot of my normal missiles hit, but I was more precise with my supers. And at the end of that fight, we only had 7 missiles left. And had I like missed the rest of those shots, I would not be able to kill Botchum. Like we would have been screwed at that point.
Yeah, thankfully I had the aqueduct save post farm because I knew I needed some ammo, so I farmed the I think it's Zoas are the ones in Meridia, whatever the 5 bugs spawn that pops out of the little sand pit by the aqueduct items is. I was farming those guys for ammo pre-save, so my ammo for Botwin was fine, but Actually, it kind of reminded me. What happened with my damaging down that Mother Brain decided to go hyper beam me again?
Oh,
I
did
was
that happen?
yeah. I got bailed out by my 3 full reserve tanks from my ship refill.
Ooh, that.
It was pretty excellent, honestly. I mean, like, if I die there, I just forfeit and it's fine. But like, it was actually funnier than that because I had 3 reserve tanks.
Shout outs to reserves. They'll save your life someday when something weird happens like that.
Yeah,
People call them trash tanks. Look at what they did for you tonight.
They saved your run.
Nothing could have saved that run. Let's be honest. That was.
You say that like you weren't the second place on stream to finish. So
I just want to say the funniest thing. This is my 4th race in SMZ3, and yet again I have taken 7th place for the 4th time in a row, which is, I guess I am cursed to be the 7th place runner in every single race I do.
That is amazing.
Lucky 7.
Yeah, pretty awesome. This, at least on these splits, was my 247th race.
Oh man.
For these splits. Then
Oh my.
there's a bunch of other ones too, but I've been doing this for a few years now, so yeah, it adds up. This number 247 is not going on the fridge with a gold star. I'll put it that way.
Oh man.
But it was good to jam a weekly. I hadn't been able to do these for a few weeks, so I had fun.
And I took a long break from commentary just because my work schedule wouldn't permit me to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was the same thing for me. It was work plus the Super Metroid Randomizer League, but I'm not running in the league this week. I'm making my teammates run the clown mode for this week, so I decided to run this clown mode instead, and it was pretty good. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for me. But GG's to everyone. Thank you for the restream. Thank you for the commentary and tracking and having me into chat.
Yeah,
yeah,
GG's.
thanks for stopping by. GG's. And,
Thank you for running. I had a great time watching this one.
This was a fun seed. As anxiety-inducing as that was at the start, I had fun, honestly. One last comment. I was glad to suss that that grapple beam in the pit. I was like, yeah, I think I'll take it. Let's go see what Shackle has. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, and at that point we didn't know what that Meyer medallion was.
I saw Meyer earlier, but I forgot to mark it.
Oh.
Good thing I got the gloves like at the beginning of my Dark World progression. Like that did save me a trip back through Norfair.
Yeah, I don't want to tease you, Rich. But we did see you were the first one to go into Meyer, so we got that knowledge. And I think Nito might have had Bombos at that point. So I think we kind of put it together. But you went over to Checkerboard to pick it up, and I was waiting for you. I was like, ooh, what's in Checkerboard? And I saw you. I went, oh yeah, that's right. We're an hour and a half in, and we still don't have a glove.
Yeah, it turns out both gloves were stacked on the Dark World, and I got them 5 minutes apart from each other, that was pretty cool.
I don't think we got our first glove pickup till almost it was probably an hour 40. It was nobody found those.
Yeah, no, I
Pendant pod of all things.
Pendant pod. I was glad to. I was good. It was good to check that because I was suspicious of that. I was like, you know what? I would have to. If I don't check this and I don't find anything, I have to kill Aga to get back here or go back to Birdie again. But good thing I did because that east side was pretty stacked between the glove and pod, the fish having hookshot, and the cave ledge cave had the second glove. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, back to back, right?
Yeah, that was stacked, and that gave me a good morale boost.
Yeah, well, it was an excellent run, and I can't believe you said it was only your 4th time on stream because running it like a pro looked great. So
this is my 4th race ever. I've been playing SMZ for a little while. I run both Metroid and ALTTP. I was like, you know what? I'll play both together. I like doing hard logic. I've been doing it for a while, and I was like, you know what? My friend's been training me for Link to the Past runs for a while. I think I'll do a race, and I started racing a few weeks ago, and I'm enjoying it myself.
Yeah, you were on stream the last time I commed, right? The hard weekly 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I was there. That was the first race I ever entered.
Right. Yeah. For your first race, you put on a great show then too.
Glad that everyone thinks that putting up a good show. Like it seems like for someone that just showed up, nobody. I'm like putting up an okay fight in these races. I'm 7th place is that's pretty respectable, especially when you get it for the 4th time in a row.
Absolutely respectable.
Well, unless anybody else has any more questions, I think that's going to do it for us wrapping up here tonight.
I've run out of things to say. You have anything else you want to say, Rich?
No, I'm good here. I just want to say thanks for having me, and this was fun. And shout outs to my friends, No9, Jake. Thanks for supporting me.
Well, thank you, and GG's again, Rich. Bakht, I have one last thing to say, and I'll let you close us out after that, if that's okay.
Knock yourself out.
All right. Well, please do give a follow to all of these runners. They put on a great display tonight. It was a very entertaining race, lots of fun, and it's always fun to watch it all unfold kind of separately but together as we kind of figuring it out and putting the logic together. But yes, please give a follow to Nitorific, Link40, Rich Magkupo, and Maniacal42. They are awesome runners, and they certainly deserve your love and support, as well as you can catch their stuff on their channels. If you enjoyed what you've seen here, it's a great place to go and catch more great content. And a huge shout out to our MVPs, both trackers tonight, Scupula and Mad Ewok Herd. I mean, I don't know how we would have kept track of what was going on without both of them hanging down in the trackers. So awesome shout out to them, as well as my co-com. Tons of fun to call this one with you. Thanks for letting me join you in the booth. Please give a follow to Big Bakht, and I'll let you close this out, my friend.
Alrighty, pardon. I had a great time as well. If you could give 329th in line a follow too, I'm sure he'd love that. And all right, I've been Big Bakht. He's been 329, Scupula, and Mad Ewok Herd Tracking. We will see you next mission.